Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. However you happen to be watching and or listening to this, I want to welcome you to the latest episode of the Gaming Circle podcast. The podcast where, this week there's too many games for us to play, I think. We may have a bit of a problem talking games more than anything else. But yeah, I'm here, I'm here, and it's going to be a fun time. Of course, I am your host, Mr. K. Asante, TK Asante on all the places we communicate. And I'm joined by the one, the only, Mr. Everborn Contractor. What's going on, sir? How you doing this morning?
What's happening?
What is new, sir? How's the contract work going? How's the reno going?
Oh my God! Let's just put it this way: it is astronomically more expensive than we anticipated.
I mean, that is to be anticipated. No, the fact that it's going to be expensive. You know,
goddamn.
You know, how far in are you? I've seen some interesting photos. You know,
no,
what is your estimated
DTA? In the framing stage, and that has to get completed first. But before you can finish that, there's some foundation work that we had to start. But that's a whole process because then you got to get the city involved, and then you got to do a plan amendment, and then you got to do a foundation survey. And every box has to get ticked. The architect has to redraw the plans, resubmit them. It's a whole thing.
Everborn Contractor. I was not kidding. The man is out here. That's great. All right. So y'all foresee any time soon, like in 2025?
You know, I hope this is not one of those like Xbox release dates, but I think that within this calendar year we'll have most of it done, the hard stuff anyway. The goal is to get to a place where the plumbing, electrical, and heating is all installed, approved. You close the wall, you install your floors, and then it gets to the fun part, because then now you can install your kitchens and baths and fixtures and
all that.
All that.
Yeah, this is what happens when you want to do it yourself. We're doing it live, doing it ourselves, and it sounds like it's a lot of fun.
GCP, the General Contracting Podcast.
Hey, you many ways of pronouncing that. It's a beautiful thing. Let's go. So welcome one and all. I see our numbers are growing slowly. I see y'all filing in. It is what it is. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, please consider hitting that like button. Mr. Everborn Saga, I hear your volume is low.
Is that my fault or is that your fault?
No, I've actually checked it on my side, and I've made sure you are at the highest gain possible within.
The
so
gain,
you need to do a little bit of cranking.
The gain is up. People tell me if you can hear me.
Okay, I think he's a little bit better. And what I will do is I'll also drop my gain a little bit so we can level, because I usually set mine to auto, and mine is like my audio is always on point, as it were. So I got to compensate. Anyway, so a few housekeeping notes real quick. As I hear it, and this is news to me that I'm discovering. As I hear it, our time slot mates, Living Split Screen, who should be live right now, are on their 199th episode. And after this, they'll be taking a hiatus for a while, which I think is kind of sad. They didn't hit 200. They're at 199, and today is 199, and they've announced that is their last episode for a while. Now, I'm not saying to go over there and leave us, but they tend to have a longer show than we do. So at some point, please go over there and show them some love. Let them know that you appreciate that they've been doing this for as long as they have, because trust me, Everborn Saga and I, we know what a commitment it is to do 199 episodes. I think we're at like 190, a few, not counting the odd episode here and there, but we're getting close. I think we're almost 10 episodes away, and they're out there, doing what they do. And unfortunately, life happens. I don't know why. I'll reach out to them later and ask, but it looks like 199 will be it for a while. So shout out to them. Shout out to Pong Soul, shout out to Steel Rain. And I hope everything goes well with them. And if you have a chance to, go ahead and, check them out and let them know we sent you. Let them know that we appreciate the work they continue to do. Let's see. Besides that, I think we should get into the games, man, because there's a lot to talk about, sir. Unless you have anything you wish to discuss.
No, let's get right into it, man.
Okay.
This has been an onslaught of game releases, and we'll talk about this in a little bit. But I've decided that as of this week, there will be no new entries into my game list for the remainder of this year, save for Ninja Gaiden 4.
Okay, so you're not adding anything new.
Nothing new, and let me tell you why. Right, so I'm currently playing Ragebound, and I'm in the final act. Right, because there are 4 acts in there. I'm in Act 4. I don't know how many levels are in Act 4, but I'm in Act 4 now. And I made the mistake of starting Shinobi.
Big mistake.
And again, there are 2
big
excellent games, right? But so one's a great game and one is like
one's almost revolutionary compared to the other one, which is damn good. Yes, it's difficult.
So one trades on nostalgia, and the other one, while still bringing it up to date, and the other one kind of brings the past into the present, right, and moves it forward, right? So but anyway, so Ragebound comes out, then I go on vacation, then Shinobi comes out by the time I get back. Hold on. I can explain myself.
They are already coming for you. Good morning.
Right, and then there are some others. We'll leave those out because I think we talked about a lot of them that week. But then this week happens, and we get the release of Hell Is Us. Which I pre-ordered it on CD keys back when it was still CD keys. Now it's loaded for some reason.
Yeah.
Seems like a lawsuit, but we'll figure that out later, I guess.
They changed their name,
But I got it for like $36. Right,
it's still about $35-$36
right,
on there,
which is for that game fantastic.
Pretty good.
I think it's $50 full price, right?
Yep.
So that unlocked for me, and I was like, oh crap, and this looks interesting too. And then Chronos drops, which again, $60 game, but you can get for $45 on CD
I think
keys.
it's 41 last I checked.
I think I paid. Well, that might be what it is now, or you may have points because I got it for 45 or 46 something.
Okay.
But anyway, or maybe that was after tax. Besides the point. Got that, which also looks great, and then I found out it's a 10-hour game. Cool. And then Silksong comes and shuts the world down.
Oh
right?
boy!
And all the Metroidvanias I've been playing, I've purposely been putting off the first Hollow Knight until this one came out because I want to do what I did. Hold on a second. This is what I did with Ori. It is also what I did with Blasphemous, right? So I
check the price points, ladies and gentlemen. Check the price points. It is out there. But continue.
Right. So just like I did with Ori before it, and before this Blasphemous 1 and 2, that was my plan for Hollow Knight and Silksong. And so now I've got to play those 2, right? And the way my schedule is set up with the construction and work and everything else, I'm gonna finish Ragebound. I was gonna go straight to Shinobi, but I decided. Shout out to Major. He told me that Chronos is about a 10 or 11 hour game. I'm going to do that as a palate cleanser, a Metroidvania palate cleanser. And then I'm going to go into Shinobi. When I finish that, I will try Hell Is Us to see if I like it. If I don't, I'll move on to Hollow Knight and then Silksong. And by the time I'm done with that, we'll be in December, but at that time I'll be playing Ninja Gaiden.
I don't know about you'll be in December, sir.
And we'll see, because you know how long I was playing Blasphemous.
Do you know how long Hollow Knight is? Just the first one. Do you know?
No, I'm not. I don't. We'll see how it goes. Right?
You're gonna be busy until the rest of 2025, bro, and that's just on Hollow Knight.
And that's what handhelds are for, sir. But I say this to say. I'm really interested in Outer Worlds 2, but it's gonna have to kick rocks till 2026. I'm sorry.
We'll see how the FOMO gets.
Call of Duty Black Ops 7. See you next year.
Shout out to the great Erodimus who's calling it out. Everborn Mr. FOMO Gamer Saga. How you going? We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna beat the allegations, right? But the point is, I can't look. I'm not looking at any new releases for the rest of the year
I mean, you're
because
not
my
looking.
gamer card is full.
You're not looking, but they may be seeking you. Who
All
knows?
right,
We'll
all
see.
right.
We'll see how it
I don't
goes.
want to hear it. La 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 la.
Sure, sure. Okay, so where are we gonna start? Which one have you dabbled into that you want to talk about this week? Which one?
I mean, I'm as I said, I'm in the end of
Talk to me
Ragebound.
about Ragebound. I've besides the trailer, the demo, which I finished, right, and I really loved it. I thought it was amazing. I
Oh
really loved it.
snap! We got Bunty in the
Hey,
chat.
what's
What up?
going on? It's
Haven't
been a
seen him
minute.
in a
What's
long
going on,
time.
brother? Yeah, man, it's been too long. I hope you're doing well. So, I have not really put my paces into Ragebound. I bought it as you do. It came out on Steam. It's all ready to go. Actually, funny enough, as I do, and this will be my weekly situation. Put it
Hey,
all on here.
sorry, Kay. Arodimus, not until
Ah,
2026. I fully
ah,
intend to play them, but I just can't look at that right now. Realistically, I'm
ah.
not getting to them.
I hear Keeper is something else. So we shall see. We shall see. So I've been running a lot of the games you're describing on this guy, offline mode, all of it. I currently have both Hollow Knight and Silksong and all of that right here. So I've been playing as I do. I've been playing multiple versions. I've been playing through them here and there. I think Ragebound will also play on there. Tell me why I should either put Ragebound on my list or save it for later.
So Ragebound is really like it's like I don't want to call it nostalgia bait because it's actually well done, completely remade, and it brings an old school play style. It has old school sensibilities in terms of the
Like
play
NES
style
old school
that they
from what you remember from
I,
Ninja
I
Gaiden?
would
That
say
style?
I would say SNES. I would say
Okay.
SNES, right?
Okay.
Because all the moves that you have them at the beginning of the game, right? There's certain talismans that'll do buffs, and there's
Augment.
debuffs that you can add to like make it more difficult for you. And I don't know what the rewards were because I'm not doing any of that debuff stuff, so they can kick rocks with those. But there's nothing in it that's like super difficult except for the boss fights.
Yeah.
And then the platforming is there as long as you get your timing right with the because there's the parry that you do, you can do it by pressing jump again. So instead of actually jumping on someone's head like in Mario, you actually have to press the button as you hit them, and then you can bounce off of them.
Yep.
Which is a good idea, which I might steal. But
And he just said that digitally. What are you doing right here, sir?
that's all right. That's all right. I'm sure they don't have that patented.
Yeah.
But the point is, I mean, if you want to patent jumping on somebody's head, that you gotta go.
Good luck with Nintendo. Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Speaking of
With
Nintendo,
anybody, right? Like
I
this
may
is
quickly divert and say I went to Nintendo Land with the kiddos. We'll talk about that later. Continue, sir.
yeah. So but it really plays like if you were playing like an emulated or retro game. But again, the art is beautiful. It is up to it is like up to today's standards and pixel art. It's just really good, and it's just like let's just make a fun game, right? And they did it, and the bosses are interesting and tough as nails. This stuff looks like it's difficult. It's not.
No,
Once you get the timing right of it, like there's nothing that's too punishing with any of this. And you can like that, love it, whatever, but it is not like one of those Souls-like things.
Yeah.
And the platforming, is cool, but it's nothing. It's not going to be like the platforming in the Ori chase scenes or what you saw in
So what you're
Prince
saying,
of Persia:
sir,
Lost Crown, right?
what you're saying, sir, is this got nothing on Hollow Knight. That game hard, but okay.
I mean, I can't tell you about Hollow Knight yet. I will.
Yeah. Okay.
But so but I did, just in case, audience member, friend of the show, Discord mainstay Sycamore. I did buy Silksong on day one, even though I can't get to it right
You
now.
know what? You know what? Can we stop and talk about that for just a moment? Just for a moment.
Sure.
Just for a moment. What do we think? And I see my brother Wolf in the chat doing the Lord's work.
Oh yes, he says the handheld wars are upon us. By the way, people, come to the GCP Discord.
Yes,
if you missed the console war, you thought it was stupid. We
Yeah.
have a more fun war that is akin to the Sega Genesis Super Nintendo wars. It's all in good fun. It is what we call the handheld wars. So it's just about finding the one handheld to rule them all. It's all good fun. So.
Which TLDR doesn't exist, but continue.
Unless you're talking about the Xbox Ally, but we can get to that later. But the point is,
all right.
Yes. So Silksong, I picked it up day one with all it crashed servers, $20. I haven't played it yet, so I don't feel comfortable recommending it, but I like the dev story.
I will talk about it. Yes.
So support, I guess.
Support. Yeah. So my the reason why I bring it up is this, okay? There are those in the chats and those in our discords that are like, look, the game is cheap, it is by all intents and purposes the well, I'd say the 40-pound gorilla, but that is GTA 6. I'd say this is the 10-pound gorilla because 6 games themselves, 6 other games.
GTA 6 ain't out right now. This is the king of the castle at the moment.
That indeed, yeah. Other games have moved out of its way in order to facilitate this game's Silksong's rise, right? So it is a big game. They could have charged what they wanted for it, basically. Like that's just a fact, right? How many events or how many gaming things have you watched and the chat is just full of Silksong when, like whether it be Xbox or Nintendo or wherever, it's always Silksong when, right? So this thing had the zeitgeist, had the movement behind it. They released it at $20, which is wild, just wild, and clearly it's cleaning up. But some of us in our Discord are asking, hey, $20, why are you not buying it? Even though it is Game Pass day one. What say you, sir? Is the fact of the pricing and the story and all the support the dev stuff, I get all that, right? Do we think that it warrants an additional purchase?
Oh, okay.
And it's not just you, it's you and to the chat. I want to get this conversation. I want to hear what
So here's the thing. I always thought that whole support the dev, like we just got to be honest, right? That whole support the devs mantra was something that was created by weird opponents of Game Pass, and they were talking about supporting billion-dollar corporations. Like, let's just call a spade, right? But what we didn't hear in all that support the dev stuff was, how about you want to support the devs? How about you support an indie dev? How about that? Somebody who's not a billion or $1 trillion corporation. That's what you should support if you want to support devs. But most of those people that are saying support the devs, they didn't do that. They don't talk about those kind of games, right? So there's that aspect of it, right? And as someone who knows what it is like to be in the space of a small team, and looking at sort of
shout out to Dry Rub.
Oh, I didn't see what he said.
I'll put that back on display. He says,
Everboard leading the witnesses by using platforms to promote fake news.
MSI don't worry, Dry Rub. Don't worry, sir. We gonna get him today. It's on.
Okay, all right. Listen. The missiles are trained in your direction.
Oh, here we go. It's gonna be on today. Let's go.
Drone strike incoming. But the point is, in terms of Hollow Knight, right? Like, it's an interesting story because it is a dev team of about 3 people, even though they were highly successful, right? These are people that did not give out review copies because they wanted their Kickstarter backers to experience in the game before anyone else, even the reviewers, right? They could have charged higher and they didn't. And they made the game accessible to people in a subscription service who maybe like don't have the money, right? So to me, they did all the right things to say, hey,
and that's not even bringing up the merit of the game itself, which we'll talk about.
right. And oh, by the way, they made a great game. How about that? Right?
No, it's freaking excellent. Oh my God, it's so good. We'll talk about it.
Right. So, it's not often that people actually deliver on hype, and it seems as though they have.
Oh yeah.
And so, that the way the studio conducted themselves, the way they've treated their fans, the way that they've lived up to the expectations of the people who played the original, the pricing that they chose, and they also put it in a subscription service for people who might, not be able to spend the money, even though they priced it accordingly. You know what? If I go to Starbucks and I get 2-3 coffees, that's $20. I can spend that on this, right?
Okay.
So for me, if you want to support Team Cherry, I'm not going to tell you anything about corporate anything. Support those indie devs because I think they did it the right way.
Okay. So I put a poll in the chat. Simple poll, very very simple. Simple premise. Silksong. Even if you have Game Pass, should you pay for it?
If you want to, that's the answer.
Yeah. Well, because some people are making it like a mandate or something.
But that's all a joke, right?
It's all fun, obviously. I just want to know how people feel about that whole, because it's very cheap. I see the idea of, look, we should like incentivize developers and publishers rather to do the quote unquote right thing, right? I would say this is the latest in the long line in a recent trend of very very interesting, good moves made by developers for, you would say, for the gamers' benefit, right? We're talking about Expedition 33. We're talking about games that could and should cost more, but they don't, and they come out and they're still really really good, right? This is the latest in that trend.
Okay, if I may say, one of the arguments that I heard in the Discord is people are out here buying Fortnite skins for $20 and they can't, or horse parts,
or horse armor, yes,
horse armor, yes, horse armor,
horse
for
armor.
$20, and now they don't want to go support.
Great John
somebody
Wolf in
who
here
did the right thing.
He says dudes out here spending $20 on Popeye's biscuits.
But again, listen. Your number one concern is your own damn wallet, right? Don't let anybody tell you anything or pocket watch you. But personally, what I'm saying is, I like the idea for me and whoever else wants to say, you know what, you guys did it the right way. Let me reward some good behavior.
Anyway, so. When this is all told.
Oh, I do have another thing to say about this,
okay,
right? Like, forget about buy the game, whatever. Who cares? Do what you want.
Yeah,
if you got Game Pass, that's what you pay for, right?
That's what you
get your money's worth, right?
That's right. Yep.
You could buy it for $20 along with 300 other games, right?
Yep.
But one thing I am noticing about 2025, right? Is the smaller teams, lower priced games that are doing all the numbers, and they are, in my opinion, outclassing and outshining the big dogs, right? What are we talking about, right? We're talking about Expedition 33. By all accounts, it could have been a $70 game. They dropped that for $50. And it was in Game Pass, and it sold. So much for cannibalizing sales. We'll talk about that in a minute. Games available in Game Pass, and it's still shutting down Steam and Nintendo. Explain that. But anyway, I
would even say like Oblivion sold at a great.
No, I was just coming to that, right? Recognizable IP did all what you should do when you're talking about making a remake instead of a director's cut, which is the same game with a little bit of DLC added, right? You know who you are, right? But they really remade that game. People would have paid $70. They charged $50.
Hold up. We have Sycamore in here. He says, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be giving away 2 brand new games for free today. No cap. Salute to you.
Yeah, you see, Sick is supporting the game because the devs did the right thing, and he's giving away 2 copies.
He's doing it. He's doing his thing, man. He's doing his thing. Let's go.
So, you know, so then we look at the Oblivion remake, right? But it doesn't stop there, right? Because we can also look at Chronos that just came out, and we can look at Hell Is Us, a $50 game, right? These are things that are visually stunning, and they're not out here just charging you 70.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, and these are the games when you look at it, and let's not forget Shinobi coming out $30, right?
Yeah.
So these are the games that are doing more interesting things from a play mechanics perspectives. These are the things that are, you're right, Game Pass killing the industry. I don't know what I was thinking, but so when we go back and we look at, okay, what has gotten the most interest? Listen, we can even go back and look at Split Fiction, which was not a $70 game, right? So the most interesting things, right? Even from the big name IPs, right? The big name like an Elder Scrolls. They came out with Oblivion, sold all the copies because they charged $50. And then the people charging 70 are the ones with the broken games on launch, with games that just underwhelmed and are doing the same thing, right? Not doing anything new from a gameplay mechanics perspective. So to me, that says something's broken, right? And how about, I don't want to get started. We could blame subscription services for everything, but how about we look at some of this stuff?
Yeah. Now, I guess the question that I want to have answered as we go through this, right? Is this a world where we see that this becomes the new Killmonger haircut? Now, I say that facetiously, but you know what I'm talking about. When people start to notice a trend and it starts to pick up steam and the zeitgeist starts moving with it, do the non-altruistic movers also see that as a benefit for them? So we start seeing the rest of us start. I'm gonna tell you what's
gonna happen, right?
Okay.
Oh, see, they missed a secret there. They could have slid under that rock, but whatever. That's their problem. I'm not playing that. But anyway. The problem is we do see this trend, and it seems like a lot of okay, he got it. There are like a lot of people are coming in with these properly priced games, right? But as soon as we saw Nintendo come through with the $80 for Mario Kart, we saw Microsoft like, oh, they doing it, we'll do it too. And then Borderlands 4 was going to do it, and then they did that whole controversy.
A week after it came out, it was on sale for $40, but that's neither here nor there. Mario
doesn't
Kart
matter. They try to get somebody for 80.
They did.
Right?
They did. They probably got some people for 80 for sure.
Right.
Sure.
So the point is, like, when this trend may take hold, and then GTA 6 will come out, and the industry will learn all the wrong lessons and be like, I could charge $100 or whatever GTA is going to cost, right? And then we'll be back here again. And then a bunch of games will have to backtrack.
Are be smart about it and be like, nah, fam, we're not about that anymore because these other games exist. Like, is this a new thing that we should expect, right? Because I'm thinking like a lot of these games have come out, and everyone, no matter where you play, can agree that this is great. They're offering great value, and the games themselves are excellent. This, that, and the third. So when a publisher tries to go back the old route, do gamers revolt now, or do they say, please, may I have another?
If I know anything about gamers, it's all going to depend on whether they want to play a game or not. But the shorter answer is no. They're not going to do. I almost cursed. They're not going to do anything.
Yeah. I was hoping that this could be a sign of the good times, right? Like clearly when the trend is heading in this right direction and it's selling a lot, it's crushing. I mean, like there's so much games out and they're doing so well. Maybe they take a good lesson from this and say, hey, maybe the $70 $800-hour game may not be the way forward now. Maybe the Chronos game, maybe the 10-hour game. You know, small, compact, well priced. You know,
if you listen to Matt Piscatella, right? Like,
yeah.
At least in the U.S., but I'm sure something similar for the U.K. and APAC in Europe, right? That consumers have less disposable income, and when they do, gaming is one of the first things that they cut out.
Yep. Especially nowadays where free to play is out here.
Yeah.
You don't have to choose. You don't have to pay.
But once again, it's all Game Pass's fault. Anyways.
Let's move on to the next game. Before we do, the great Lucius, $5 super chat. He says, hit the like button. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so. Let's see. We have how many likes in it? We have, is it four likes? How terrible. If you have not seen, our like numbers are terrible. Please fix that. There's 33. Come on, more likes.
I can't wait till we get to that Lenovo talk.
He says, play some games. Xbox Ally will be one of, if not the greatest handheld of this year. Lenovo's on life support. Price is key. I won't inherently disagree with any of those points, except for maybe some of the ones in the middle. We'll get to that. But all right, sir. Any other games you want to discuss, or shall we move into other game? My game.
What I am gonna do is I am gonna send you 2 codes.
Oh, okay.
And you, sir, are gonna release the Kraken.
I'm gonna release the Kraken. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna do that. In the meantime, while we're doing that, right? I will also say, Shinobi. If you haven't played it, you should play it. It is amazing. I've continued to be playing it. The game is so good. Like, it is. Can I say it's revolutionarily good? Like, it's just really good. I love the painterly art style from time to time. Like, you're in a solid real world, and then the world just disappears, and you're just like you're on a canvas, if you will. It's just beautiful, man. It's a masterpiece. And that's
check your Discord DM.
Okay. And that's not even to speak of the actual gameplay elements of it, which is also super, super excellent. Shinobi. If you haven't played Shinobi, you're doing it wrong.
Well, guess what? If you haven't played Shinobi, in the spirit of giving, shout out to Sycamore. Sycamore has gifted the channel a copy of Shinobi on Steam, which Kay Asante is going to release the code for very shortly. Now, how you want to give it out is entirely up to you, but somebody's getting a copy of Shinobi.
I'll make it real simple for everybody. And this will give everybody a shot. If you don't have Shinobi, this is your shot. And by the way...
Hey, wait, hold on, Kay. Kay, wait a minute. If you didn't hit like on this video, you're not getting that code. I'm telling you right now. Hit like.
Please, we need to see them like buttons rise. Yes. But I'm about to put the code out. There's one missing. One. And it's a number. Go for it. That X.
So that's the whole thing. Replace the last digit with a number. And that gives everybody a chance. I don't know how people be entering these codes so fast.
Yeah. And if you get it,
within a millisecond,
you, please.
Shout out specifically. I want you to shout out to Sycamore if you get that.
Yes, absolutely.
And this one is not on Game Pass, people. So
it is not, absolutely not. And this, of course, is a Steam code. So this is for those of you who want to build that library.
I will say, if you didn't have this already, I'm judging you a little bit. A little bit. I'm judging you if you didn't already have Shinobi.
Tiny bit. Yeah. Tiny bit. But yes, shout out to the great Sycamore. Appreciate
Pete, it is in the chat.
There it is.
Oh, well, hold on, Pete. What channel are you joining from? Because remember, we're streaming on a few channels
on multiple platforms. We're streaming this on Twitch.
So do you know which one you put it in? No. Like, whose channel are you? Is it Everborn's channel or Kay Asante's channel, or are you on Twitch?
He says he's on mobile, on YouTube mobile. He doesn't know which chat, but we still need to know which channel. But anyway,
all right. I mean,
I hope somebody gets it.
Let me go up. I'll post it on. I don't know how to do
my channel. It's on my channel. Okay.
But
yes, the code for those who want it is scrolling through the screen right now.
No, he's on your channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there it is.
If you look, It is scrolling at the bottom right now. There's a small little asterisk at the end, and that is to a number. And I will even say that that number is a low number. So good luck. It's a low number. One number and it's low. So if you get it, let us know.
Well, we don't, Pete, no one has claimed it yet because you have to guess what the last number is.
You have to guess what that last number is. Yes, sir. And you'll know because then somebody will announce it and let us know. It is a low number, but it's a number. So we'll leave that there for a little bit. Hopefully somebody will get it and let us know. But shout out to the great Sycamore for providing a code. We'll do the same with the other code, which will be Silksong in a moment. So once again, this game is so good. So good. I feel the problem. Go ahead.
Can we talk about Lizard Cube and the pedigree that we have here? And by the way, shout out to the Iron Lords. They did last Sunday. They did a fantastic interview with the head of that studio. It's 10 people, right? So let me tell you some of their pedigree. What they started with is the Wonder Boy Dragon's Trap remake, right? Now, that was a game where they didn't change any of the gameplay. It was a new coat of paint. You could switch back to the old pixelated version with a button press, right?
James Kofi got it. He says, I got it.
James Kofi, let's
Shout
go. Make sure
Sycamore.
you shout out Sycamore.
Indeed. Thank you. Thank you, Sycamore, for the code.
Now
And
we have a
shout out to
Silksong coming later,
Yes,
but
sir.
we're randomly. So you gotta
Yes.
you gotta keep it locked, as they say. So now the next game after the and if you haven't played Wonder Boy Dragon's Trap, you played
Oh
yourself.
yeah, you gotta
right?
do it. You gotta do that. It's a great game.
But check that out now. And I will say a lot of the art direction in the Everborn game takes a lot of inspiration from what they did in Wonder Boy Dragon's Trap.
Thief,
I
damn it.
I love Lizard Cube and
Yeah.
the art style. And by the way, all these animations, as I understand it, one guy.
Oh wow.
The dev team is 10
Wild.
people for everything, but one guy doing all the animations.
This is just crazy. Amazing. It really is.
So their next game, are you ready for this? Streets of Rage 4.
Yep.
So these guys are in the Sega remake back. I'm surprised Sega hasn't acquired them.
That's an interesting thought.
Cause no, think about it. These are the three games, right? We've got Wonder Boy Dragon's Trap. We've got Streets of Rage 4, which by everyone's account is excellent, right? And then we've now got Shinobi. Like this, I'm sorry, they don't miss. This is 3 for 3.
Yep. You mean the makers of Halo? I'm sorry, bad joke. Anyway.
Yeah. So
Continue.
so 3 for 3 in bringing back these iconic franchises.
Yeah.
And they've brought them to modern audiences while still respecting the people who grew up on this stuff. Like, you could not ask for better, right? Yeah. There's so many. We had a long conversation in the Discord yesterday about, my God, what do we want to see? Like, what would you like to see Lizard Cube work on next?
Yeah.
Well, no, that's a question.
That's a good one. That's a good question.
For you, sir.
Good question. For me?
Yes.
Man.
Now, keep in mind, he's really only been doing stuff with Sega, so he has a great relationship.
Yeah.
And he said they gave him almost like full control here.
Well,
creative control. Yeah.
After you've put your foot down so many damn times, you know, why would they have any notes as to what you're doing? You know, they have confidence in your capabilities.
That's like trying to give James Cameron studio notes.
Exactly. You know.
I remember somebody said to James Cameron, well, there's some notes from the studio. He's like, you see that big studio lot behind you? Titanic paid for that. Thank you very much.
Right. Yes, please and thank you. Let's keep it moving. Yeah.
Now go get me some coffee.
The game that I would like to see.
Yes.
I'll be honest with you. Like we all have our Sega lineage. For me, if I close my eyes, first off, it would have to be Altered Beast.
But see that I think that you may. Are you? Are they?
I think
remaking
Sega's
that?
doing.
I know they're
Altered Beast.
doing. I know
think
they're
they are
doing
doing
Golden Axe.
Yes, but I want a reimagining of Altered Beast in like a real way, because Altered Beast was more imagination.
Do you want it?
Was good, you know?
Do you want it like a 3D thing, or do you want a Lizard Cube style?
No, I want a Lizard Cube style reimagining. So newer art style, maybe add more gameplay elements to it, but keep it the OG essence, right? And like I think people who remember that game will attest. That game was all potential, all your mind's eye, right? What was on the page wasn't that great, like, right? Because it's not. It was a game of its time. It was a little clunky and all that, but if you were to look at it now with 2025 eyes and reimagine it for still 2D playing and all that, you could do something extraordinary with it, like really extraordinary with it. So I would think that Altered Beast would be prime. I mean, first other thing that came to my head is Shadow Dancer, but that I don't think Shadow Dancer is specifically Sega. You know Shadow Dancer, right? Also very much Ninja Gaiden like. Where you walk around with the grapple shots. Actually, yeah, grapple shots. Okay. You could use grapple hooks. You could use shurikens. All this. It's very.
Oh, Zach Riley in the chat says Vector Man. I remember that.
There you go. But see, Vector Man though is like a sign of its time a bit, right? Because at the time, vector graphics was new, so they created a thing to show its capabilities. You know, I wonder how Vector Man would look now when vectors are not really a factor in the equation. You know what I'm saying?
Now, for those asking for Comic Zone, I would avert your eyes to an upcoming game. I don't know if it's actually like, the Sega IP, but there is basically a love letter to that called Comic Zero.
Oh wow!
A week ago, they just released 30 minutes of gameplay.
Okay, let's find it. All right. So Comic Zero, let me find it.
Yeah.
All right.
It is. It's a little graphic in the opening cutscene, so you may want to skip to the gameplay. But
what is good? Comic Zero coming out here getting a little bit risque. What's going on with that? That's weird.
Yeah. Just let's get to the gameplay before you.
Okay.
I'm just saying
that's a little weird. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that a game of that kind would have like.
But it is exactly what you wanted it to be.
Okay. Huh, I'm not finding it. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. If you can find it for me, I'd appreciate it. I'm looking.
Yeah, just put Comic Zero.
Yep, Comic Zero.
Yeah, it's comics with an X.
Yep, Comic Zero. Oh, I see what you mean. I see it.
Comic Zero.
I see it. And it looks like IGN put something out for it as well. Which is, yeah, man. I see what you mean. Why are they going for the? Okay.
No, because the original was very edgy.
Was it?
It makes sense. Yes.
All right. So
let's as soon as you get past that, you'll be in real gameplay and you can show it. All right, you can show it. There you go.
So here we are. That's a little bit so surprising. Oh, I like that they're drawing live while you're.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Okay. I would
see
say that
other
the combat,
panels that you jump into that you have to break.
But as you beat them, as you beat up the bad guys, it's turning them like it's deep, like losing their color. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that. That is very cool. All right. I'm gonna add this to the list. Comic Zero. Understood. All right. Cool. But just watch out. Clearly, it's it may not be for.
Once again, I do not. It's already in my wish list. Believe it or not, I did not know this. We don't know when it's coming out, but it is not by Sega. It's not associated with Sega. It doesn't look like. And
I have a feeling that there's a demo.
Metroidvania.
There's a demo on Steam. Excellent. I would definitely check it out. I would say you may want to. This may not be for your kiddos because oh boy.
Yeah, if you're telling your kids about your gaming lineage, you might want to tell them about Comic Zone, but this is a little bit more.
This is a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's cool. I did not know this existed. Thank you. So, you know what? I think let's move forward and talk about the big elephant in the room, and that's just me, like.
Oh, but wait. Let me answer the question that I asked. Now, this is not a Sega title, and I know they have tried it before.
Okay.
And I was gonna say Gunstar Heroes, but as per the interview with the Iron Lords, Dave, which is the head of Lizard Cube, he didn't really like shooters, right? Even the 2D ones, right? So asking him to do a Contra style game is not gonna work, which is what Gunstar Heroes was. Now, what I would ask though, that I think he would be into, 3 words: Rocket Knight Adventure.
But there's been
I
so
know
many
it's Konami, and I know that they've tried it twice, but the
there's been
tools
many-
that are available today to make things like this are way different than like 2011 when you got the last Rocket Knight game. Trust me on this
There's
one.
literally a 3D version out there.
Yeah, I know. It's just that was too soon. I'm talking about with today's eyes, with the things that they can do with the Lizard Cube aesthetic. Trust me, it would be great. And if you don't want to do that, I'll give you one more.
Okay.
Remake the Sega Genesis Aladdin game, the one from the movie, which is a classic.
Not the Nintendo Aladdin
No,
game.
absolutely not the Nintendo one. That was trash, and everyone with a Super Nintendo knows it, even though they lied about it at the time. But you're an adult now. You probably have kids. You can admit it to yourself. The Nintendo Aladdin was trash. It was the Genesis one that was good. Okay? So we need that remade in the Lizard Cube style.
Okay. And he said, didn't they do that recently? Yes, Zach Riley. They recently did that. They gave you a Rocket Knight Adventures recently, but of course,
How
it wasn't
recently?
enough.
A
couple years ago.
I think it was like a decade ago.
I don't know about that.
When you get older, a
there's
decade
a
seems
Switch.
like it was yesterday.
Isn't
Trust
there
me.
a Switch version, like literally a
You know
Switch
what?
game?
We're gonna look for it.
Yeah, look it up. Let's look for it. And while you do
But
that,
move on while I look this up.
the great Soul Tech, awesome member of the community, says, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share out. And he does that with a $2 super chat. Brother, I appreciate you. And he is not wrong. Please hit that like button if you like what we do here. Please subscribe if you want to be,
Okay, no. Resparked was not a remade game. That was like basically they packaged the games and put them together, and you still had to play them in 4x3.
I think there's a 3D version, like a newer.
There is, but that's the older one that I'm talking about, and that is just too old. I'm saying with 2025 tools.
Okay. Witcher 3 came out 10 years ago. Damn it. Anyway, so let us move forward. Let's move forward, and because I have to talk a little bit.
The 3D Rocket Knight that you guys are talking about, which I own by the way, came out in 2010. That was 15 years ago.
Wow. Oof. That's just why. Damn. See, we're getting old, bro. This is just what it is. This is what it is.
So I'm saying a 2D in the Lizard Cube style, or some of the people that work with Dotemu, who is the publisher, not the developer. A lot of people conflate that. Yeah, they publish a lot of these remake games, but it could be pixel art too. So,
the Infinite Umbra, the great Infinite Umbra here. He's been a member for 17 months. Shout out to you, good sir. He says, "Good morning, fellas. Keep the next code until we have 100 likes, bro. Absolutely.
You know what? I agree with that.
How many
when
likes?
We hit 100 likes, we're dropping Silksong on your head.
How many likes do we currently have? We currently have 96 likes. So after 4 more likes, we will drop the code for what? For one of
you should have.
One of the greatest.
I co-signed that, but Umbra should have went high. He should have said 150. But we said it already, so we're going with 100.
One of the greatest indie games out there. If you haven't played the first one, I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. Characters, gameplay, atmosphere, storytelling. It is really, really something special. Silksong. We've been talking about it all day. It came out. It had a huge splash. Like, I honestly think this is a game that everyone should be playing. Like, it is so good. It is hard as nails, but not in the traditional, well, okay. I would say, yes, it is in the traditional style of hard as nails, but it's in that if you screw up, you screwed up because the patterns are very clear. So it's up to you to get good, right? So you can just keep going at it. It takes some time to be the boss, but once you do, that feeling of accomplishment is fantastic. Pete says, you guys are really talking to us retro gamers. I completely forgot some of those games. That's what we're here for, Pete. We appreciate you, man. We're here for the great beard gamers, man. That's what we're here for. And I would contend that Silksong is very much in line with that as well. It is very good. I mean, very, very good. Obviously, it's a platformer. Like, it is peak platformer. There are certain tricks that you can pull off. Like, when you start the game, unlike the first one, and again, no spoilers, because Evermore Saga has not really put his time in it, so I don't want to spoil it for him. But unlike the first one is a slower burn for me than this one is. The first one, you started off really like, how will we get to where we need to go before this thing kicks in? And then towards the end, it's a boss rush game. It's like one monster after another, and you're really like kicking butt. This one, you start with some capabilities day one. You start.
Let me ask you a question.
Capable. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Is this, and I say this, like I see this happening a lot, right? Would you say that part 2 is kind of designed as though, hey, we know you've played the first one, so we're continuing from where that leaves off? Or is this designed in a way where you're going to have to re-get all the things that you already had in the other one, and we're basically teaching you how to play the game again?
So it is not a spoiler to say you are a different protagonist in this one than the first one, because it's two different characters on the cover. This is one cover. Go look at the other cover. It's a different character, and that different character has different powers. So, but even that is not exactly 100%, because there's more to that. Those who've played both, there's more to that than this. But yes, I will say you don't play as this character in the first one, right? So leave it. I'll leave it at that. Anyway, the game itself, I mean, it's so masterful, man. It's so beautiful. It is. I can't give it enough shine. And even before we get to, like, you know, the merit of the game, it is bug free so far. Like, absolutely bug free on every platform. Tried this on the what do you call it, on the Game Pass PC, smooth as butter, right? Tried this on Steam, bought it on Steam, smooth as butter, right? I even emulated this on an Android phone, smooth as butter on an Android phone, 1080p 60, actually 1080p 110. This is basically a Galaxy S24 Ultra. So if you have one of those, you can actually play this game at that price. It's so well optimized. Not a single bug. It plays like, and every single hardware you put it on, it doesn't matter what your battery is. This game is the game for anyone who has like a Legion Go 1 or the first ROG Ally. You know, the devices with terrible battery life. Yeah, put this on SIP battery mode and play this for hours. This is amazing. And the gameplay elements, the game itself is just top tier. Top tier. Great storytelling, great world building. It's just very beautifully done. Beautifully done. I don't want to go any further into it because, again, Mr. Everborn Saga hasn't played it. And honestly, I think, frankly,
it seems like a game that I don't know that I would care about the spoilers for. I could be wrong. It seems like it's more about the experience and the gameplay.
It is definitely more about experience and the gameplay. But I would say, if you haven't played it before, like, you would benefit from knowing that first story and understanding what that first one is, and then moving into the second one, because then it'll give you some key insights that when you see that first one, after you've played that first one and you move to the second one, you're like, oh, I see what's going on here right away.
Right? Pete said it's not bug free. If you know, you know. Pete said you talking like one of those reviewers that didn't complete the game and now you voting for game of the year on it.
Well, I would say I've put between this device, my PC, and on another device, I've put about 15-16 hours into it so far. Probably more. Like, yeah. And so far, it's been bug free for me.
Oh man, what you said? Pete must be playing on the Switch too.
No. Hey now. Hey
That's I got to be careful because Major might show up.
and just start slandering everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right,
man.
take the reins for a second. I'll be back in like
Okay.
45 seconds.
Okay, so before we continue, let me first off and say and shout out to the great Slow Mo Backslap, who's been a member for 18 months. He says, I will get to Silksong after I play Hollow Knight. Bro, I need you to play Hollow Knight. I need you to play Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is also a brilliant, brilliant game. You know, it's also quite difficult, but you always feel like it's your fault, right? Those are always the games that I love, where as hard as it can be, you feel like it's your fault when you don't succeed, not because it's cheap or because the controls aren't working with you or whatever, right? These games are very much you play through it yourself, and as you're growing, your skills grow. So every time you screw it up, you're just like, ah man, I'm gonna do it. Like one of the recent bosses I beat took me. I was in the Discord, took me like 3 hours, 4 hours, and you're close, and you screw up that last phase, and you got to start over again. But you know you screwed up that last phase. It wasn't the bugs, it wasn't any kind of control mishaps. Nope, it was straight up you know. And I love games that do that. So I seriously co-sign this game. I think it is one. But then again, I also loved Silksong. Silksong. I also loved Hollow Knight, the first one. I kickstarted it. Like I've played it for a long time. So for me, this is like the perfect continuation of that first idea. Okay, so since we have hit our threshold, what I think I will do now is I will say shout out to the great Dr. Dry Rub, who's always in this chat, always being so prolific. He's a great member of our Discord community, and he's dropped a code that I think is also quite worthy. If you like games like this, if you're all about a game like Hollow Knight, a game like Silksong, right? The lineage of these things comes from games like Shovel Knight, Yacht Club Games, amazing game developers. And of course, Dr. Dry Rub, being as prolific as he is, he has gifted basically a code for all of the Shovel Knights, all 5 games. Now, the last time we did this, it seemed to work well. So once again, there's the code right in front of your face. Shout out to Dr. Dry Rub. If and when the code is yours, make sure to shout him out because he deserves it. He is prolific in his kindness. We appreciate him. Let's make sure the code is right. Yeah. All there. And then that very last one, and this is for Shovel Knight, all 5 games. That very last one is a little higher. It's a number, but it's also a higher number. So whoever gets that, let us know, and shout out to the great Dr. Dry Rub.
All right, did we give out Silksong yet?
That's also coming because we have 2 codes for Silksong because Dr. Dry Rub.
All right, let's space them out. So let's keep this one going.
Those codes, yes, but yes, Dr. Dry Rub. Thank you, man. This is awesome. Oh, and he also has a code for Hollow Knight as well. So you're getting the whole works today, man. This is excellent. So we'll keep that code on the screen. Whoever gets it, please shout out. Let us know you got it. But yes, it is a number, and it's a higher number.
Hey, did we talk about Owl Boy last week?
No, we did not. Oh, yes, we did. You spoke about Owl Boy. Yes,
no, because I got the Dry Rub gave out a bunch of codes, and that was one of them. So I just wanted to shout him out again. By the way, I'm shouting out Dry Rub because we appreciate you, but I just want you to know he is an Xbox Ally hater. He is
not an Xbox Ally hater.
Yeah, yes, he is. He's admitted it. And so we have a name. So here are the camps right now in the handheld space.
Why do we have to salute all conversations with them?
we thought that the Lenovo Legion Go 2 was going to be a contender, but then they ruined it with the price, right? So everybody went back into their MSI Claw hovels, right? So we call them the Claudettes, right? And so Dry Rub is one of the Claudettes.
See, Dry Rub is just putting you out there on Front Street. I'm buying it. How can I hate it?
Wait a minute.
Boom, goes the dynamite.
That's not what you said in the Discord, sir.
He says he's disappointed with it.
He's
buying it.
All right.
You have been put in your place, good sir.
No. This is what you call ammo. So I appreciate you.
But
Dr.
yes,
Dry Rub.
Anyone get the code yet? If you haven't, If you haven't, again, it's higher. It's not lower. And by higher, I mean, well, I'm not going to spoil it just yet. It's between 1 and 9, man. People can get it. Figure it out. But it's on the higher side. So get it and then let us know you got that code. But
by the way, I just wanted to say to Slow-Mo, who yesterday said he wasn't gonna fold to Sycamore's bullying. Oh, nice.
Very cool. Thank you to Dr. Dry Rub. There you go. We got it. Thank you very much. There's more codes coming, so keep it locked. You were saying, sir?
I said Slow-Mo folded to Sycamore's pressure, and now he's committed to getting Silksong.
No, but Slow-Mo
yesterday he was adamant saying to Sick, "You not gonna tell me what I gotta buy." And now he's like, "All right, I'll get it. I just gotta get Hollow Knight for." Bullying works. That's the moral of the story, people.
Bullying works, he says. Okay. All right. So before we get out of here,
you know I have to stir the pot,
as you do.
I just like to watch them fight.
Clearly, you enjoy that fight. Yes, I see that. Before we move on to other things, I have to ask, when do you think you'll be playing this game?
So, all right. It will be after Shinobi. So right now, I'm going to finish Ragebound probably in the next couple of days, right? Then I'm not going straight to Shinobi because I'm going to do Chronos, which again, I think I can do in a week because it's only 10 hours. And then Shinobi. And I don't do side quests, so I'm just going to critical pass Shinobi. And then I'm coming to the original Hollow Knight. So let's say by the end of September, so the beginning of October is when I would start Hollow Knight. Give me a month for that, and then November for Silksong.
So the game came out in September, and you're playing it in October. Okay.
Hey.
Okay. That's not bad, actually. That's not bad. I'll allow that. That's not bad. Okay. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, I won't play any more of this footage because I want people to go play it. It is excellent. You will beat your head against the wall for quite many hours, but you will enjoy yourself in doing so.
Oh, Infinite Umbra just got one. Make sure you got. He got the one from Lizard Q. So I said, make sure it's Dragon's Trap because they had one after that was good, but not Dragon's Trap.
$5. That's awesome.
$5. Go to Green Man Gaming right now. You could get Lizard Cubes, the maker of Shinobi and Streets of Rage 4, their first Sega remake.
I think they gave that game out also on like Amazon Gaming some years back. So I have a copy.
Come on, cut it out. Nobody wants to use that.
See, listen to this.
Green Man Gaming, Steam, $5.
A game.
Cut it out.
It's a game. But of course, they're giving it away to you for free. But it's on a launcher.
Hey,
you don't recognize, so.
My grandparents told me never trust anybody giving you anything for free.
There's that. There is that. That is not necessarily wrong.
Like, I'll take a game in a subscription because I paid for that subscription.
You play for
Amazon's just giving me stuff.
No. That's also not true because it is part of your Amazon Prime subscription.
Yeah, but I'm not paying them for that, and they know I'm not paying them for that. I'm paying them for the sweet free shipping, which is not free.
Which is not really free, but okay. All right. So I think we should move on, because I can gush about this game, Hollow Knight and Silksong, for a couple more hours if you so choose. But I'm not going to do that. We're going to move on. We're going to talk about some of these stories that are out there. We're going to talk about what's going on in the world of gaming this week. Before we do, quickly, thank you once again to all the great folks who are in here, all the folks who are watching on all the various platforms. Hit the like button if you haven't done so. If you are not a member, consider being a member. We have so much fun with our members and in the Discord. Join the Discord. It's just so much fun. We spend basically we do GCP every day, all day, all week. Just the show tends to be on Saturday, but as soon as the show is done, there's more GCP in the Discord, and on Tuesday and Wednesday, and it's very, very fun. Gets a little risque sometimes, but that's what we do. It's all good. But yes, thank you guys so much for continuing to rock with us. But all right, let us move on and talk about some things. Now, Everborn Saga, I put this on the list because you could not stop talking about it. You felt the need to be super slanderous. I don't know about slanderous, but you were being pointed. A little shadow boxy, even.
No, right? It was very direct boxing.
What am I talking? Well,
Quite
okay.
direct.
So when we say shadow boxing, we mean adjudicating or debating someone who is not in front of you. So in that realm, I feel like some shadow boxing was happening.
I can't box you if you ran away.
That is just cold-blooded. Anyway,
that's what happened.
For those who know, we're talking about Helldivers 2 and its performance on Xbox. Have you played Helldivers by any chance? Have you played any of it?
No, but I'll tell you what I did do out of
spite.
I bought it. Spite is not the right word. It's more of a troll. But I bought it on day one when they announced it on Xbox, right? Mm-hmm. Because I was told it would never happen, and I didn't believe it. Because I believed in people who said it would never come. Because they were so smart.
Is this
and then it showed up. No, that's not what's going to happen. I'm just saying a lot of people, a lot of very smart people told me it wasn't coming. And then it showed up. So I was like, this can't be true. Because I was told it never happened. And then it happened. And so to prove it, I had to buy it.
Yeah, Everborn Petty Saga. This was happening right now. Yes. A lot of shadow boxing. But okay. What's the story? The story is based on what is it, an analytics firm, which let's be clear,
okay, I do want to clarify this thing though. Let me say this one, because I was the one with the slander, so let me be the one that says it, right? Yeah. This is the same firm that told us that they've estimated Final Fantasy 16 sales by the number of reviews it got,
which we laughed at and called ridiculous. And
so we can't then now turn around and say what they are saying is gospel. Now, that being said,
that's all I was trying to put out there. Continue.
Yeah, Windows Central went out and tried to vet this, and Insider Gaming went out and they're reporting the same thing, right? And so, but you don't have to take any of that, right? If you maybe you don't believe Windows Central, maybe you don't believe Insider Gaming. What we do have as facts is that it was the #1 game. I'm talking about above FIFA, above Madden, above 2K, above Call of Duty. It's the #1 selling game on Xbox right now. So we know it's doing something. And again, games like Madden, FIFA, and Call of Duty do very well on that platform specifically, right?
Yeah, true.
So it's doing at least better than that relatively, and we won't really have a number until, and I don't even know if then we'll have it, but we'll see what Matt Piscatella says when his US numbers come out, right? But the point is, it is doing well. And again, the same people that told me it wasn't coming to the platform because the platform is dead also said the jury was still out and they don't think it's going to do well on the platform. Why? Because nobody buys games there.
Which that has always been.
And they have to, by the way, and they have to compete with Game Pass. I mean, these are also the people that told you the Game Pass cannibalized sales, and then we saw Hollow Knight and Expedition 33 and Oblivion 4 remaster. But let's not get facts. Let's not let facts get in the way of our feelings.
A lot of shadow boxing right now.
I'm just saying. But here's the thing. People just talk with impunity. And now, if you say, hey, you was talking with so much confidence, you might have been wrong. Now I'm not supposed to say that. Now I'm shadowboxing. Nobody's not supposed to say nothing. So you can say whatever you want, and nobody should correct anything.
To be fair, you know that shadowboxing that I'm speaking of has nothing to do with you speaking about.
All right. Well, I'm correcting the record for posterity.
You were just getting real slanderous this morning. Okay, I'll let that slide. So, what is the main story, sir? What is the main story? Why are we excited? What's going on?
Well, look, this is interesting, right? And again, I think part of the thing to understand, at least why it's doing relatively well. I'm not running out here with the by the way, let's also clarify, if that number is true, then that would mean that it outpaces the PlayStation's launch. So I would like to know if it's true, and if it is, some people have some explaining to do, right? So I do think that it's interesting, but I'm not running with the.
I thought you were about to do the Lucy got some explaining to do thing.
I was, but then I thought it was racist. But
yes,
then,
clearly, and then I did it.
I might still do it. But the point is, I don't want to run with that number. Suffice to say, I want some confirmation from a more trusted source that it is correct, right?
Okay.
And I also think we have to take into account that, hey, maybe it did so well on the platform because you did a Halo tie-in. And Halo, say what you want about that franchise, when they drop Halo stuff, it does big numbers at launch, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see if it can keep this pace going forward. But you had a Halo tie-in. People on surprise, people on Xbox love Halo, and it's a very Halo-coded game, right? Now the thing is,
didn't we hear last week that Sony even was the one that brought this whole idea about? And
that's another. See, you told me to stop shadowboxing, but these people told me that Xbox was playing for the port, and then Phil went over there begging them to bring the game, and they paid for the whole thing, and they said, "Don't worry, we got it." Turns out it wasn't even Arrowhead. Arrowhead said, Sony said this is what they're doing. And then if you listen to the Xbox podcast, they did one with the head of Arrowhead and Stein from Xbox. This is the only podcast from inside Xbox headquarters, right?
Mm-hmm.
They asked who came to who.
Sony
went to Arrowhead, and then Arrowhead reached out to Halo Studios and said, "Can we do this? Because we think it's cool." So nobody reached out. Sony was like, "This is what they're doing," right? Yep. So we can start to pretend like this all made sense, because this is what I'm hearing now, which is, it's live service, so it makes sense. It didn't make sense to you a year ago, though, did it?
I'll just let shadowboxing sit, because there's a lot of it happening,
and you all know who you are.
As I've been told before, I like to jump in front of bullets. I'm not gonna jump in front of this one. I'm just be like this.
Okay, so
I'll let that one slide. Anyway.
So now, but all the slander aside, and I have more slander, but I'm gonna leave it right there. What this shows us, right, is that you had, because let's not forget, Gears launched on PlayStation on the same day, right? To, I think it was like 250,000 copies they did in the first week. What was it? Yep. Which again, it's a 20-year-old game. They didn't put the kind of work into it that they put into Oblivion, right? And they gave it away for free if you already had it on Xbox, right? So it wasn't going to sell in these kind of numbers or whatever, but still nothing to sneeze at, and it had pretty high pre-orders. But the idea,
to me, what it did was introduce a new market to this game, so that the next one you'll be primed for it.
Exactly. And again, the other thing, what's interesting is to see the way these companies work together, because I have long heard, and this is not shadowboxing, but this has been understood by followers of the industry, that Sony and Microsoft, or Xbox and PlayStation specifically, are fierce competitors, right? But can you be my fierce competitor if you hold 6 out of the top 10 slots on my platform? You are in fact my biggest partner, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, right, if I am embracing your platform and taking play time and hours away from games that you would get a higher cut on, right? Because every game that they're taking up on your play charts, you're only getting 30% of that money. Yeah, you're getting some money, but it's only 30%, right?
Yeah.
And that is time that your players are choosing between playing the games where you could be making 100% of the money.
Yeah.
So if you're going to invade my platform, especially if I have a game that is targeted towards your demographic of gamers, then I might as well do the same. And these things don't happen in a vacuum, right? There were 13 live service games that were greenlit on the PlayStation side, right? And maybe 10 of them are canceled, right? You're talking about billions of investment, right? And I'm saying billions because of we heard the numbers around Concord. We have no idea. Bungie just seems to be an acquisition that has completely fallen apart. Now they're folding it into Sony. We see the other games that were canceled. We see the studios that were closed. That money is money spent, and it has to be sort of
so
recouped.
I'm sorry. 1 second. I need to put just a quick pause because this is the funniest thing I've heard in a while. I gotta call it out. Soul Tech is like, what about the original Legionnaires? I didn't know they were called Legionnaires. That is brilliant. That needs to be your shirt.
No.
That is wild. That is so good. The Legionnaires.
You know what though?
So
they
good.
went down with that ship. So now they're on the
but
life
OG,
raft.
He's on the he doesn't have the part 2. He has part 1. He has the original Legion Go.
Oh, the original. Okay.
That is so cool. I love that.
All right. That would be Soil Tech and Pixel.
Hey, I'm a Legionnaire, bro. What are we talking about?
Okay.
Legionnaire, stand up. Let's go.
I see you. How many of these damn things do you have?
I have a problem, sir. I have a problem. But what I will say
now,
is all of these together are less than your 49 in the bedroom. Let's continue.
So Stanley Buffington, help me out here because I think it's a good conversation, and I don't want to ignore anything.
Yeah.
So let me know what I'm forgetting, or you could have let me land the plane. But if I'm not landing fast enough, please help me along because I know I can be long-winded, and I mean this with all due respect. I'm actually trying to have the conversation.
He is Everborn Bloviator. So let's go.
So the point that I'm coming to is, right? And we can talk about whatever again, please give me the statement you're referring to.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you're saying they always said live service, right? You know, Stanley Buffington, that nobody was thinking when they said more platforms that they meant Xbox, because we explicitly had this conversation when the Xbox fans were going crazy saying whole slate. They said more platforms. Everybody was like, nah, they mean PC and maybe Switch. They're not putting it on Xbox. That platform is dead.
Again,
and the same.
Everybody from where? Certain specific places. I think you shadow.
Okay. I will ask a direct question since I'm shadowboxing Mr. Stanley Buffington. Did you think that they meant Xbox when they said more platforms?
Yeah, that's a good
question. You know what? Slow-mo might be right. And I hate it when he is. But did you think, and I want you to be honest with yourself.
He says, no, I'm talking about the financial paperwork, not what they are saying.
Okay, and what part of that? What part of the financial paperwork am I leaving out?
And Stanley, like put it out, put your information out. You could even DM us. We'll
drop a link and we can bring it up.
Yeah,
so the point, let me land this plane so I don't get more ADHD accusations. The point is, you're talking about a company that is striving to make 10% margins.
Yeah.
Right. So they'll make $30 billion a year, and they're trying to take home $3 billion out of that $30 billion, right? So you're moving on 10% margins, and you canceled all of these games with all of these billions of investment. Do we really think it is hurting them to put games like Helldivers and probably soon others on another platform? And I'll take that a step further. is Helldivers or even Spider-Man coming to an Xbox going to make a 30-year PlayStation customer switch platforms? I'm going to guess that answer is no.
Absolutely.
And by the way, has them putting their games on PC, whether it was 5 years later, like Horizon, day and date, a single player game, like a Lost Soul Aside or a Last of Us 2 remake, right? Or 14 months with Spider-Man. Has that made people get up and leave PlayStation and go to PC if they weren't already going to do that? The answer is no.
One thing,
right?
Let me. Zach Riley is asking something, and he's absolutely correct. If you, and this is for the code on the screen, real quick. The Shovel Knight, not Shovel Knight. This is What am I doing here? Hold on. This is a code for the first Hollow Knight, not Shovel Knight. What's there? It's wrongly written. If you enter the code too many times, it will give you issues. So if and no one has gotten it yet, and I don't see anyone has gotten it, I will say the first character real quick, and then you get it. But Zach Riley is correct. I don't want you people putting too many incorrect codes, and it'll mess up your account. My bad. So, ladies and gentlemen, that character, if you haven't gotten it, it's the first letter of the alphabet. Go. I'm sorry, everyone. Continue.
Okay. So, to answer Stanley Buffington, the revenue, revenue is not profit, right? We all understand that, right?
Yep.
So this is the thing. It is higher than ever, but the margins, it's higher than ever, like as a raw number, right? Because they're making more revenue than ever, but the margins are not increasing, right? They're trying to get them to 10%. So because they're making $30 billion a year now, and a lot of that is due to inflation, right? Yeah, a lot of that is due to the fact that the biggest things on the platform are games that they don't own, right? And when you hear the number that they're reporting in terms of revenue, that is before they give away their the split, the 70%. To the third-party developers, right? That is why they can make so much revenue from things like Fortnite, from things like Call of Duty and Minecraft, and still only end up taking home less than 10% of it, right? So what they like is for those games that people are putting hours into to be the games that they own, where they are collecting the 100% versus the 30%, right? And so, again, the reason and what we keep getting caught up on in terms of exclusives and things of that nature is people think that because some gamers will switch platforms or choose a new platform for an exclusive, that does not mean that the amount of gamers who still make console buying decisions and platform choosing decisions based on exclusivity, is that number higher than the number of customers and revenue that you would gain by putting these games on other platforms? Yep. It's really simple math. There's no feelings to it. There's no, we care about the brand. What they care about is money. And the brand is a tool to get to the money.
If I understand this correctly, and I think I do, I would say in your estimation, based on that means exclusives mattered more at the beginning of building of the brand, because that's what establishes the brand. Oh, you're here for this. This is who we are. This is what we're here for. But as time has gone on and that brand has been solidified by the public and by their consumer base, they can now the juice, because always making exclusives also denotes you from not being able to get paid on the other side, right? But now the juice is not worth the squeeze as much, because it's PlayStation. You'll always be PlayStation, and they're not making the money they should be. So
right.
It's now okay to put it elsewhere, because y'all still know what PlayStation is. This is not going to erode PlayStation at all, because they've built in that brand recognition.
Right. And Stanley's saying, like I'm saying this, like it's absolutely not new. But you brought up that they're making the revenue is higher than ever, and I'm telling you why it's higher than ever. It is not because of the things that they are making. It is because of these live service games where they are not collecting
their proper due. Yes,
right.
Yes,
and now they're in a place where they can only release one of their single player games a year, and their service games aren't working out. So limiting those things to solely their platform is going to hurt them. And again, I don't know of any PlayStation people that are switching to Xbox because Helldivers is on Xbox.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone, if Returnal or Spider-Man or even God of War shows up on an Xbox 5-7 years later, they're going to be like, oh, well, there's my 30-year library. Let me get rid of that. Nobody's going to do it.
Yeah.
So what happens, and this is across industry, right? So we can make up all the Nike and Michael Jordan analogies that we want. That's not for you, Stanley Buffington. That was a shadow box. But, right? At the end of the day, in any industry, when you are in a user acquisition phase, when you are still growing before the market has become mature, what you do, you have to stand out in the way that you do. But once the market becomes mature and the console market is not dead, it is not even dying, right? Anybody that tells you that is not correct.
It's just saturated.
But it is mature.
Yeah.
And so now you have a fixed number of users that is, if it is growing at all, it is flat growth, meaning 1% here or there, right?
Yeah.
So now you have to get more money from that amount of users who want to game in that way.
Yeah.
And so,
funny enough, Phil Spencer said this to people.
Yeah, but we can't.
And then he doubled back.
We can't quote Phil because that'll get people insane. So we don't want to quote Phil. Let's just look at the data here. So the point is, what Sony is realizing is that they are.
Victor Alistine, I'm not gonna put yours on Front Street, but I see what you're doing there. So
right, but what I'm saying is the way you're gonna get new users is looking at, hey, we have a fixed share of the market. Nintendo has a fixed share. Microsoft has a fixed share of the market.
Yep.
Those are people who like to engage with gaming through consoles. Why don't we talk to them? Because guess what? Chances are our position in the market is still going to be fixed because it is mature, because there's digital ecosystem lock-in, because of all those things. So why not put late single player games and live service games day or date? It's not going to hurt as much as people think it is. And the reason that people are so adamant about explaining to you why exclusives mattered is because they can't admit that they may have been wrong. And because they told you the Xbox platform was dead, and they jumped the gun and said it was a negative that Xbox was a third-party publisher. And they told you that the reason Xbox was going third-party is because they failed. And they told you that exclusives were everything, and because Xbox didn't have that, the platform didn't have a reason to exist. That's what they said. And they do not want to apply that logic to PlayStation because what it would expose, and this is my one, that they were full of shit. And so now we have to do all of these essays and all of this other stuff and all of these stupid analogies in order to not acknowledge what is in front of our faces. That the market is mature and games going to different places are not because some executive told us this, but because the companies need to make money, and it is not going to affect their position in the market. And that's it. So we might see more of this.
I don't disagree.
Who knows?
I don't disagree.
And
I would
now
actually say I'd very much think we're going to see more of this, but hey, it is what it is. Stanley Buffington, $2 super chat. He says, I didn't think they would put Helldivers on Xbox. So there you go. Right. He then continues and says with $5 super chat, what I'm saying is PlayStation's biggest moneymaker has always been third-party software.
That's
why you build the platform What is your point?
The point is, if you listen to Sean Layden, their first party content used to be 20% of their revenue. It is not that anymore. And first party content is the highest margin.
Yeah.
And the playtime is going to live service games. And that's why they tried to pivot there. So once again, what we're coming back to is, why is this happening and why is the pivot? Could it be a reaction to macroeconomic conditions? Or is it just as simple as, well, they failed?
Jay's Wade, you need to join the Discord, sir. Anyway, but no, look, I think that you are onto something when it comes to understanding that the ground beneath the feet of this industry seems to be shifting, right? And yes, not everyone.
And by the way, this doesn't mean PlayStation failed.
No, absolutely not. I don't think so. I think they've saturated the market. They've done the best they can in this specific
and
pond. And now they got to move on to another pond.
They've solidified the brand so much that they are almost synonymous with this stuff. So them putting these things on other platforms is not going to change a damn thing about their position in the market.
That's right. Yeah. So, all right. Before we continue with this conversation, let me quickly say, if you haven't gotten the code, that's the code right there. Whoever got it, please let us know. This is for Hollow Knight. Shout out to Dr. Dryrub. This is Hollow Knight, the first game. If you haven't gotten it, that's where it is. And then momentarily, we'll be dropping Silksong. 2 codes for Silksong. One from Dr. Dryrub and one from Sycamore. So thank you guys once again for all of your support. If you haven't gotten this game, get that game and let us know you got it. Timper 21 is saying historically they use exclusives to entice the market into their store, then you buy third-party games. It is possible that exclusives are no longer the reason the majority of gamers pick PlayStation. Exactly.
And that is
their brand is solidified at this point. They don't need that as a way of getting you in the door. They are PlayStation. You know they're PlayStation. Your grandma says stop playing the PlayStation even though you're playing Xbox, right? They are the name in gaming now. So the thing, that the carrot on the stick that they use to entice you to come to their ecosystem, which by the way, even back then was costing them a lot of money, they don't need to do that no more because you still know the name of gaming as PlayStation.
Yeah, and again, what we get caught up on is because yes, exclusives do matter, right? They absolutely do. The question is,
how much?
Is it as much of a draw as it used to be? Following current gamer trends and playtime. And if it was, then they'd continue doing it because again, they like money. I think Slow-Mo said something, so let's get his comment.
Okay.
And then we can move.
He says, I disagree. I do think they failed. If they weren't so abysmal at live services, I don't think they would do this. 10 canceled or failed games is a massive L. Sure,
whoa,
but that's a different L
at that.
Then we're talking about the PlayStation brand writ large. It's still the powerhouse it always has been. It's even bigger now than it always has been, right?
I think
so writ large they didn't fail.
Yeah. I think the failures in live service accelerated this, but any live service game is always going to get to a saturation point. And once you do, if you want growth, you're going to have to find the user somewhere and you're going to look on these other platforms. So yes, they failed, and that might be why we see this happening now. But I think it was an eventuality once those games matured, and the only one that got to maturation was Helldivers because the rest of them failed. Now it's at a place where, hey, you want growth? Here's some users.
Yep, I don't disagree on that point. Yep, indeed. But all right, let us move on. Because I have a feeling this conversation is gonna keep going for some time. And sure, check out the Discord. You know we're gonna talk about this again. I want to talk a bit about 007 First Light. This was one of the rare few ones that I as a shout out to the Iron Lords, I'll say I was an NDA dude on one of the first ones. I did get a chance to see this at Gamescom behind closed doors, and I was not allowed to speak about it until it came out on Front Street, a la the PlayStation State of Play. Mr. Everborn Saga, sir, have you seen what they showed, and what is your estimation? What are your thoughts on what you've seen? And by the way, I will not show footage because I'm not sure how I feel about the publishers and whatnot. They might come for us if we show footage. So
I think it'll be if you play music, you should be able to show it. They want people to show it. I don't know. But so the thing is, I think that the formula of, if this is what it is, but this is what it seemed like it is, if you mix Hitman sandbox mechanics with Uncharted style set pieces and attach that to an iconic IP like 007,
okay,
those three things are a recipe for success. Right? And so I think that in theory is good. Now, that being said, and I think the game will do well, and I will be buying it day one. So I said all the good. I
hold on. When is this game coming out?
I don't know. It's not coming out this year.
Okay. I thought you just said that.
Yeah, but this ain't coming out 2025.
Continue.
So I think all that's good. That being said, I will first say that I don't know that I like the first 15 minutes of the showing.
Okay,
of it.
Explain.
I was just like, this is too much damn driving. I'm like, I understand you guys want to show off the.
Well, but you know why though, right? They've never done driving in there.
Like, yeah, I know, but the driving didn't look that interesting. That's my point, right? Because you're doing a slow drive, and then later on they did more driving in an action setting. But to me, this is not how you show off we can do driving. It just didn't. It didn't do what I think they wanted it to. Not for me anyway, right?
Okay.
But
March
so
2026. Shout out to Aaron. Yes. That's when it's coming. Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't do the things that I wanted it to do until like stuff started happening, right? And I'm not saying I need full on. I'm not saying I need full on set pieces every second in action and shooty bang bang every second. There's ways to make these situations tense. I just feel like it took very long to get to something interesting, right? And again, I don't know that I saw anything in here that I thought, well, that's next level. Meaning, okay, what are you introducing that's new? But again, I don't think they had to, because again, you have Hitman style missions, sandbox assassinations. What I think would be super interesting, and I said this in the Discord, I'll say it again. I don't think they'll do this because set pieces are super expensive to do, and if you spent that money, you want people to see them. But I'd love it if you could play this as a spy how you wanted, because James Bond, it could go either way. He could be in and out smooth.
He could be smooth, or he could be
nobody detects you. Yeah. So if you want to go stealth, you go in stealth. You don't really get the set piece. You take the target out. But if you want to go in guns blazing, it could get as crazy as what we saw on the plane hangar and jumping through the plane and jumping through the thing. So I'd love it if they had the conviction to say, we built all this set piece for those who want to see it, but you don't have to if you go through stealth. And that shows that you're not on rails where all these things have to happen. And that's what to me is the beauty of the Hitman games, is you could attack these things how you want it, right?
That, you know what, that part, what you're saying there, is what excited and worried me in equal measure, because obviously you have these guys do this game because all their other games have been resume building exercises to show that they have the capability to handle this, right? But I'm not saying that's what I saw here. My initial fear was that it would be Agent 47 with a 007 skin, but everything else would be the same, right? Which I would feel is a wasted opportunity a little bit, because this is the Agent 47 stuff at its core is a Bond-like, obviously, right? But now you have the actual IP, the proper IP, right? And the proper IP is not just about quiet incognito assassinations, right? It's about smooth talking. It's about, great set pieces and the like. So I was worried that they may rest on their laurels a little bit and just give it the skin, throw a couple set pieces in the mix and be done. I actually really appreciated the fact that there's a lot of like general conversation in this game. There's a lot of, hey, he's Bond and he's talking like Bond and he's being like Bond. I feel like a game of this kind should be somewhat on rails because it's a Bond story, not a silent protagonist in a world that you can handle yourself, because that's what they do, right? This needs to be distinct. And my worry was that it might not be distinct enough. Having watched it and having been there and all this, like, I still have a tinge of that. I want to see more, but I think they are stretching themselves here. You know, the driving sequences alone let you know that, because that's not something that happened pretty frequently in their historically in their games. What do you think?
Yeah, but it's just that even when we got to, and I sound like I'm being negative, right? I think I'm making
we're picking apart what we see. Yeah,
like there was nothing about the driving that stood out to me that says, oh, they're doing something cool that's different, right? It's just we have to do a driving sequence.
So I think the way you and I are looking at this is from two different places. I am looking at this from like a big fan of World of Assassinations, right? I'm a big fan of IO Interactive and what they have historically done. I've been on their train since they were releasing it as DLC, like interim content, piece by piece by piece. And now I see them stretching their muscles. To me, this is them doing something that they have never done before. Is it like something that no one's ever done?
So you're looking at it like from the developer's journey and seeing, okay, you guys. Which again,
I'm like, oh my God, they're there, they're doing it, and it's going to be great, and they're finally stretching their muscles, and they're doing things that, and I've played the hell out of all of their games. This is a bit more than what we see from them, and that's why I am like, oh, this is exciting.
And it does. I don't know that I've seen a Hitman game that seems like it had this kind of budget.
Detail, budget, time. Like, I honestly think that this game is awesome. And remember, these are the guys who are like so killer at DLC. We had nothing about that. And every time I think Aaron was talking to them and asked them about it, and they said there's nothing to see here at this point, right? But I want to live in a world where I hope that, to your point, Dorian Gray, that Sean Connery's skin is available. Stuff like that. You know what I mean?
No, that would be awesome. Amazing.
Yeah,
right?
Man.
Now Sean Connery is my
he is my Bond. No one else exists.
But I still need that Pierce Brosnan skin. Just
Brosnan. Okay. But no, I guess what I'm saying is that's why I feel like you and I are coming at it from different perspectives. You're looking at it from the perspective of what are you doing to move the industry or this kind of game genre forward. I'm looking at it from a perspective of they have been like slowly building their skill set for a long time. And this is them flexing to like exponential levels. I've never seen them do this as good. And to me, that's exciting.
And again, they've done enough for me to say this looks like an interesting enough thing that I want to buy, right? But I'm just speaking of this is them doing things that others have done, but adding it to their flavor of thing. And again, hey, as I said, Hitman with set pieces, you really don't need to say a lot more than that, right? So you know, I'm there. I just was not really I'm not these days, because I don't know if it's because of UE5, right? But like visuals don't really impress me anymore, right? After Hellblade, right? It's just like, okay, yeah, this is nice, right? But UE5 has kind of commoditized the thing that like maybe few developers were doing in the previous gen, right? In terms of visual fidelity, right? Yeah. Now, like, you know, ray tracing and all of this other stuff is a dime a dozen. Now.
It's making it like that is no longer the special sauce. Like now you got to show me what
you have to you have to have more than a pretty face at this point.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And so what I'm looking at now is not
number 5. You have to have a pretty face and less stuttering.
Ooh. I need someone with a good personality, as you said. And you know what? Let me stop. This is a Saturday morning show. Anyway, so the point is, Roger Moore. That's a good one, Dorian Gray. Roger Moore.
Haven't born ADHD. I'm saying you're not beating the charges.
All right. Yes. The point is, like, The visuals of it don't really do anything for me. So I'm looking for what you're doing new, and I've seen.
Ooh, Everborn Saga on mute.
Oh no, I hit the space bar by mistake.
Okay.
I've seen so much of new game mechanics or thought-provoking storylines in these smaller games that look close enough visually because of UE5. Right? That's why this visuals of climbing along a ledge like this, or what they did with the car chase. I'm like that
It doesn't
okay.
It doesn't appeal. Yeah. I think this trailer spoke a lot more to people who play these kind of games, right? Like this was for the Hitman lover to say, hey, look what else we're doing now, right? Even though I do agree with you that maybe that they should have calibrated it more for the general audience, because a lot of the stuff they showed off was to show off that, hey, if you know us, this is what you know about us. Yeah, what we're doing, we do good, but now we're adding this to our repertoire, right? And that's what was exciting to me. I saw them stretching, right? But to your point, maybe not everybody's about the Hitman life. So they may not be well versed in what these guys do well already. So maybe they should have kind of reintroduced themselves to the public in that way. Dorian Gray putting out some wishful thinking that I will co-sign. Oh man, that would be fantastic. Wow, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Imagine if they had like an Idris skit or something. Oh man. Anyway, let's move it. Let's keep it moving. So let me put this out there real quick. Victor Alcine, final super chat. He says they're not Nintendo that owns 98% of software on their platform, but even they struggle to limit third parties from dominating by limiting dev kits. And this is speaking to the previous conversation. I don't think that's why they were limiting dev kits. Actually, we can talk about that another time. But like at Gamescom, I kept hearing that from devs. Everybody was talking about how the dev kits weren't there. I think it's more about piracy and their concerns about that than actual dev kits. That 1 + 1 does not equal 2. They're limiting dev kits.
I know they wouldn't give me a dev kit. What they're telling you is use the Switch 1 and just utilize backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
Stanley Buffington says Decima is better than UE5. We need more devs to use it. Here's the thing:
I highly disagree with that,
more. You'd need Sony offering it to more people, right? And I could argue the same about idTech, right?
Yes.
But they're not. The engine is designed in a way that it takes a lot of bespoke curation, and it's going to be. It's not generalized the way UE5 is, and that's the power of UE5.
The power of UE5 is everybody else feeding UE5, right? Even though I agree with you that Decima does certain things better, and I agree with Everborn that idTech does many things better. The thing that makes Unreal Engine the tool to use is you can go install it right now and try it out. You can't do that with the others, right? And they've built it, the UI UX, in a way that it's very much for others to use, and they're feeding that beast. And yes, there are others who are also doing. There are others in the industry of game engines that are also building it for that front end usability. But the reason why Unreal Engine, and you've heard me say it, we shouldn't be feeding the beast, right? But the reason why Unreal Engine is the beast is because they have done the work that nobody else has done, which is to make sure that, oh, you have a problem with how this is working? Okay, this is how we do this. Oh, you have a problem how that's working? They have fixed every retail side issue to make it the choice that others go to.
And that's why like Unity is the go-to engine for people making mobile or indie games. Yeah. Because there's so much documentation out there. It's so
they speak
much
to the consumer.
Easier
and the consumer is the developer.
Don't sleep on Godot, and if you want to use like a framework like Mono Game and stuff like that, which Streets of Rage was built in. But the point is, if you're just getting into it, and even if you're a professional, there's so much industry knowledge behind Unity that even when they do all of that dumb stuff, it's difficult to use a different engine, because there's so many things that these engines offer that these other ones don't. And when you're talking about a Decima or an idTech that takes the actual engineers right there next to you working with you to do a game, it's not that's just not what those things are before. They're for more bespoke things. That's why less games are made on them, and they're mostly in-house.
Yep. And that's why you can say that, oh man, Decima looks great, but Decima looks great because they've been honed to look great for that specific purpose. If you put Decima in the hands of just anybody, it wouldn't work as well because it hasn't been cultivated to work as well for Gen Pop. And by Gen Pop, I mean developers, general developers. They've built it specifically for what Guerrilla needed. And then when Kojima needed it, they also cultivated it and added more to it so that it too could function for what he needs. Besides what he used it for and what Guerrilla's using it for, it can't really be used for anything else because that's not what it was built for, right? They can make it there, they can take it there, which is what Unreal did, right? They took the core of that engine, added more to it, added more to it, to the point where it can now fulfill lots of different needs. I hate to say it, but even id Tech can't do that right now. I wish it could, but it can't, right? So I agree with you that other engines do certain things better, but the magic of Unreal Engine and Unreal Umbra 5 is going to use this shit against me forever. That's my one. Is the fact that it is everyone's engine because they've cultivated that and made a point to make it everyone's engine. So there's that. But okay, so I look forward to seeing more about this game specifically. Like I think that this could be IO's like calling card. This could be them come out like they come out party, right? They've been doing like amazing work for some time now in this realm in the Hitman series, but not everybody's about the Hitman series, right? And some people just think it's derivative, or some people hear Hitman and they think, oh man, is that old IP? They don't know what great work that IO has done to this IP to kind of rejuvenate it, kind of make it their own. Right, because for a long time, when you think of IO or Hitman rather, you think of Eidos, right? Because that was Eidos' IP. There's so many games in the Eidos verse for Hitman. I would say with the 3 games that these guys have done, they've kind of taken that IP for their own. They've done amazing work. This is them putting almost a Uncharted stamp on it and be like, yes, we can also be bombastic and set pieces and all of this. So I'm excited for it, man. I'm looking forward to seeing
I want to say one more thing about the engines. In terms of, because I see Victor Alistine saying we need Microsoft to expand it.
Yes, sir. I have said this so many times.
This is the problem when you get to this sort of tyranny of the default, right? That needed to happen maybe 5 to 10 years ago. Right? Because the problem now is there's so much industry knowledge around this one thing. It's like saying someone should make a new operating system, and people will, and it may be better, but at the end of the day, you're going to use Windows, iOS, or Android, right? And there's those weirdo Linux people like Flood. Shout out to Floodzilla. But it's not really going to go anywhere, right? So the point is, once you've hit like a critical mass in that space, it's going to be difficult for people to slow down their workflows, like professionals to slow down their workflows, to now go and learn a new thing because they've spent their entire careers learning how to do things one way in a specific engine. And that's what makes these things so difficult to introduce.
Although I will say, I agree with everything you've said, but if there's any company who could muster the resources to get a competitor in the space, it is Microsoft. And not only do they have the resources, they also have the bones of like a real competitive engine in id Tech. They do. It's not there yet, right? It's not at that space where it's viable for every use case because they haven't been feeding the beast like Epic has, right? But I will contend, and we've talked about PlayFab on the show a few times, what Helldivers is running on. Every other like they have everything you need in PlayFab except the core engine because they want you to bring your own engine because it's a good retail, a good consumer selling point for the developer. So, hey, you don't have to use our engine, use your own. That's great. But also start cultivating and start working on id Tech so that it can become one day a viable option, right? I would love that because right now they have the physics engines, everything in PlayFab ready to go. Right, so that's why I was like, "Hey, they built a PlayFab game. That's an Xbox game, right? Helldivers 2 was because everything in that engine is built for building a great Xbox game, except the engine itself, the platform rather, except the engine itself, which they allow you to bring your own engine into the mix. If id Tech could start incubating in that realm, oh man, I feel like it would be something else. But hey, to your point, everyone, at this point, it's like, who's going to go fight against Windows and start something new? Right? I think that if somebody could, it would be Microsoft, but it is what it is, So
yeah, I just think they don't want to put the investment because they know how much of an uphill battle it's going to be. It's
Even
not that they don't have the tech to do it. It's it's too much trying to jump into a thing that has claimed such a large portion of whatever vertical you're in.
Yep, you're not wrong, sir. You're not wrong.
And by the way, I want to say about this. This is all standard fare, right? This is very Uncharted. This is very like, okay, it's a shooter, but it looks fun, and that's what I ultimately care about at the end of the day. So whether it's doing anything new or not, I don't really care so long as it's fun to play. And that is why I say, regardless of my criticisms about is this doing anything new, that doesn't matter. It looks fun, so I want to play it, and I likes you and I wants you.
Yes, sir. To Dorian Gray, to my point that I was making, Microsoft owns literally the biggest piece of middleware in Havoc. Yes, right, and that's on PlayFab as well, right? They own it all. Like there's very few places you can go in game development that you will not have to interface with them. So all they need to do now is add their engine, right? That's what they need to do. But we shall see if they ever get down that line. So before we move on, and we are going to move on, let us quickly take a quick pause. I have two codes I have to give out. One will be from Dr. Dryrub, and that code will be for Silksong. Ready? Go for it. When you find it, when you get the code, please shout out to Dr. Dryrub. Let him know that you got that code. There it is right there. That is all of the code. I am not hiding anything away. That is the code right there. And that is a Steam code for Silksong. Shout out to Dr. Dryrub. And we'll save the last one for last. The great Sycamore also provided a code. His will be posted next. So shout out to Dr. Dryrub and all the great codes that you've been providing us today. And every week you do this. This is amazing. Thank you so much, sir. But yeah, there it is. If you get it, let Dr. Dryrub know that was from you, that you got that code. We appreciate y'all. So let us move on to the next story that we wanted to discuss. And that is, well, I don't know, man. Do you want to talk about this whole Perfect Dark thing? I don't know. If you've heard about this.
I mean, we can, just for the people that don't know, like Hi-Fi Rush, there was a deal after Microsoft did their layoffs and decided to shutter the Initiative Studio and stop development on that game. They allowed Crystal Dynamics to try to shop the game around. And the deal that they were working on, they were in negotiations with Take-Two to continue funding the development. And Take-Two was on board, but they wanted to own the Perfect Dark rights, and that was basically like a showstopper. Listen, is it nuts? Microsoft's not going to do anything with that IP again.
For sure.
Never again. They should have sold it.
But you know what that is. You know what that is. That would be the noose around their neck 10 years from now when the IP is thriving and doing something great, and you go, oh, they could have owned it. Just like they did with GTA.
All right,
like
but 10 years from now, there won't be another Perfect Dark game, so what difference does it make?
We don't know that.
I do. They spent hundreds of millions of dollars on this thing. It's never coming back, just like we're never getting another Halo TV show. Sucks to hear.
Zach, does that mean you got the code? Please tell me somebody got the code. I hope Zach got the code, whoever it is. Shout out to y'all. Yeah, but I just find this always so interesting that people like grab the pitchforks and then later on you find out that they were trying to do something. This is exactly the same as the situation before. So yeah. Hey, he did. Zach Riley got the code. Thank you. So shout out to Dr. Dryrub. Zach Riley got the code for Silksong. There will be one code left, and that'll be another Silksong code provided by the great Sycamore. We'll put that out there in a few minutes. So, do we see a world where this ever turns into something, or is this just like whatever?
Unfortunately, I think the franchise is dead.
In a rare moment of clarity, says Slow Backslap. Everyone
you
says
don't hit. This is the problem. It is looked at now from the bean counters and the people who greenlight stuff. They're gonna have a bunch of other projects that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But do I spend $200 million to develop a TV show like Halo again? Or well, I think Halo might have a chance, but I doubt it. But there's all this other stuff that I could be developing. Am I going to put $200 million into an IP that has been gone for 20 years and we have on the books that we spent hundreds of millions of dollars, spun up a studio, it failed spectacularly, and we had to embarrassingly publicly shut it down?
Yep.
Or could I put that $200 million into something that doesn't have the stink of failure on it?
Stankonia and all that.
It's not coming back. Forget it.
Yep.
So in that sense, you should have sold it to Take-Two.
Yeah, and let it.
And maybe they could have done something with it.
True.
Maybe you work out a deal where you get some points on the back end, but they control it. But you're not doing nothing with it, so you should have let it go. And last I checked, nobody's buying Joanna Dark merch. So what are we doing here?
Look, and this is why I'm like, something's up, right? These guys have historically, and you've seen this happen twice now. Historically, while everybody's got the pitchforks out, they're in the background doing what's good for the game or the developer, right? Last time they sold to Krafton. It is what it is. If they're not doing this, could it be that they have other plans for it, right? We think they're ill-sighted and they're not paying attention. Clearly, in hindsight, they are doing something. They have.
Yeah, cool. You know what else they didn't sell the rights for? Scalebound. That ain't coming back. Joanna Dark is not going to be in Rush Hour 2. Let's just keep it like that. If you understand the reference, you understand the reference.
Speaking of that, MJ Dark, $2 super chat. He says, shout out to the Clintons, aka the Ragoons. What? That is an odd political reference. I'm not going to continue on that one. I'm going to let that one sit. Okay. All right. So, Victor says he disagrees. This is like Fable to me. They should have sold Fable after after killing Lionhead. True. You see, they could have killed Fable. They could have sold it off after they killed Lionhead. They sat on it, and now it potentially could come back and be crazy again.
I think Fable and Perfect Dark are two very different things, to be honest with you.
Okay. But these are all the thoughts here, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. All right. So let's see. There was one more.
And I wanted to give them credit because a lot of people were mad at them with the crafting stuff, but I'm like, look,
they were doing something.
Just like Toys for Bob, you could have shut them down, but you let them buy themselves back and you gave them a deal. And with Tango, I was upset that they shut them down. At least they were able to work out a deal to sell them. So I applaud them for that. But this, you should have just sold the IP. Because you sold the what you call it IP, right? Like the Hi-Fi Rush IP. Why didn't you sell this?
Yeah. So, and here, this is the slanderous part of the proceedings, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna see this. This is gonna be the slanderous part. I will warn you now. And it starts with Mr. John Wolf with $5 in breaking news. He says, breaking news. Every ROG Xbox Allied sold will include a LensCrafters gift certificate to combat eye fatigue for gaming on a 7-inch, 3-year-old screen. Oh my God. Let the slander begin. Then it's followed up by another member of our community, Coffee. I love Coffee, who's saying, I'm buying every handheld day one. Long live the Legion Go 2. Great deal and amazing price. So with that, let us talk about the handhelds. We're at the handheld block, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll start this off, and then I'll let Everborn Saga jump in here because he's gonna get mad slanderous. It's fine. We started this, so I started looking at the Legion Go 2, right? And as Everborn has already correctly pointed out, if he's Bloviator Saga, if he's ADHD Saga, I am Paypig. Because I have the Go 1, I have many different handheld devices. This is the waters that I swim in. So, I've had these devices. Now, I will say, to my credit, most of these devices are not bought day one for full retail price. I tend to get good deals, and that's why they join my collection. But I too have a Legion Go 1. This is what it looks like. I currently have this one running Bazite, so it's dual booting Bazite and Windows. But Like, for example, I had a really good time playing Silksong on this one because even though the battery isn't great, the screen is freaking amazing, right? So, like, I find good uses for them. They are coming out now with the Legion Go 2. We've seen a lot of conversation about it. We've I got a chance to look at it at the June showcase in LA. It was behind glass. We couldn't touch it, but we saw it. And then it was always rumor and speculation about what it would be. Now, let's be clear about what they're offering here, okay? Of all the handhelds, this has the Legion Go and the Go 2 have the biggest kind of screen in a normal handheld form factor. So it's 8.8 inches. It is quite large. Like, it is a man's device. You're not giving this to a kid. It's a pretty big device. And of all the other handhelds, these guys use the most metal. So it feels like a laptop. Like, it's a laptop. Whereas all the others, and shout out to my MSI Claw here, is thick plastic, right? Lighter, it's a plastic device. Like, Legion always goes laptop route because that's what they do. They're a laptop maker. So it's quite thick. Anyway, so they are now out with the new Legion Go 2, or at least it has now been announced. They took the feedback from the Legion Go 1 into consideration. So the battery is, I think, 30 or 40% bigger. It used to be 45 or something like that, 46 or 47. Don't quote me on the numbers, but generally it was one of the weaker batteries, and now it's 74 watt hours, right? The screen was great, but it was LCD, and now it's OLED. Now, what makes the screen unique is it is an 8.8 inch OLED that does VRR and it does HDR and all of that. A first in this kind of form factor, right? And of course, the thought being that since they're using OLED, it is going to be more optimized as far as performance from battery life, right? Because the OLED pixels don't shine everything; they only shine what they're using. So all that spurs interestingly into this market, right? So before they unveiled everything, there was a thought that these guys could be aggressive, because let's be clear, they are the third place finisher. They have been for a while, right? Behind obviously Steam and Asus, right? They are in this market. They continue to be in this market, but they're always kind of I call them the Ubisoft of this market, because you'll see this thing retailing for $800. Nobody will buy that. And then give it like 6 months, and now there's a good sale, there's a good deal, there's a Black Friday deal, something like that, and now it's actually in more advantageous pricing, and then you pick one up, right? That's how it's been with Lenovo up until now. This, unfortunately, is so much the same. I was worried, I was confident that they would be smarter about it this time, and with this price point, I'm here to say, I'm bringing myself to the congregation. I was wrong. They were not smarter about it, right? It looks like they're continuing to focus on this market like a laptop developer rather than a handheld maker, right? Because in the laptop market, this is about righteous pricing, and even in there, I would still like push back, because I can get a laptop for that price that does way more than what these guys are offering. That's neither here nor there. But I feel like they come to this market trying to sell to laptop buyers rather than those who consider handhelds as their primary gaming device. And the problem with those individuals is that same market has the leader of all handhelds in it, which is the Switch. And it's not really a competitor to these guys, but they look the same and they feel the same. And this one even has freaking Joy-Cons. So in that world, you can say, yeah, I can play Cyberpunk on this and play Cyberpunk on my Switch 2, and somehow the Switch 2 is getting away with it for $400, $450, and this dude's trying to ask for what? They're asking for $1,099 entry price, and that's for the 16 gig model with a processor that, let's be clear, is a Z1 Extreme in all but name. The real next gen one is almost what, $1,500? Absolutely ridiculous. They priced themselves out of the market like that. Ridiculous. Don't know why they did this. And for me, I suspect you'll see me rocking one of these things after that Black Friday deal. If it's under 1,000, you might see it because that OLED screen is still really cool. Again, no one's done this before. It's really interesting that they're putting their foot down in this way, just like when Asus put their foot down with the 80 watt-hour battery. This could potentially be something really cool that others have to adopt. Awesome screen, VRR, and OLED, and all of that. But man, oh man, that price point makes it debilitatingly expensive, and just prices themselves out of all of these handheld markets. Mr. Everborn Saga, sir, I know you are what do they call you? The Xbox Defense Force or whatever? Like y'all are trying to
let's get it correct. I don't care about the Xbox like defending them. It is the Xbox Allied Defense Force because
Xbox
that is the new ally. Let's be very specific.
Sure,
the Xbox Allied Defense Force, you bet you're behind. Pause.
Now, one other thing I will say before I get your opinion on it is, if you are, and they said this a while ago, but I have not heard them really expound on it. If you are an owner of one of these, like I'm almost positive, and I've looked at the ridges and everything, I'm almost positive that you would be able to buy those controllers because they said so. And if you look at the railings of what's here versus the thing on the image, they are exactly the same. So you will be able to buy those controllers and click it right here, and now you have the benefits of newer, more optimized control scheme with the same device that you already own. So that at least I think is also pretty interesting. Most handheld makers, most makers in general, will leave you out in the cold when next gen comes. These guys kind of, you're not ready to upgrade, they'll at least let you buy the controller. I'm waiting to see how much that will cost and all of that, but that's an interesting side note. Mr. Everborn Saga, sir, I know that you were never in the market for this. What is your take?
So this is the thing, right? People have high expectations, especially the people that are not new to this market, right? And I know there are a lot of people that had the Ally, have the Ally X, right? Maybe they've upgraded to an MSI Claw recently because that's the current
don't worry, we'll talk about him soon as well. Keep going.
Yeah. So but my point is, I know there are people that were looking for bigger upgrades or certain like stats, and I understand that. But the thing that has always been top of mind is that those things come at a cost, right? So you wanted an OLED, cool. Did you want to give up VRR? Oh, you didn't want to give up VRR, so you wanted a OLED, and it had to be 8 inches or higher. So you wanted a edge-to-edge display. You wanted at least 8 inches. You wanted OLED. You wanted VRR. And you wanted 32 gigs of memory instead of 24. And then at the same time, the people saying they wanted all of that told you that because this thing had an Xbox logo on it, if it was $1,000, it was going to be DOA. And I'm sorry you can't have all those things if you think it should be below $1,000.
So to be fair, and I just got to put that out there. Just because these dudes made it this price doesn't mean this is the price. It's not. Because again, as I said, those of us who have a bunch of these things, who've been paying attention to this for some time now, this is not, these are our prices because we can't help it. There's some
Listen,
buffer
I'm not saying that all of
there's
that.
There's buffer there. There's tariff pricing there. There's a lot of mushy middle. So this price,
and guess what?
Today's price is not yesterday's price, is what we're saying.
and guess what? I'm not saying that all of that stuff, if you want all of that stuff, you have to, but you should have to spend the $1,400. I'm not saying that.
I suspected that another vendor will put their foot down similarly and outshine these guys.
But will they charge $400 less? I think that answer is no.
I'm not sure. We'll see.
When I saw this specs, you know what I estimated it was going to be? $1,200. And you know what? It might even be worth that.
Well, but here's the problem. Here's what, to me, here's the first thing that denotes that as an issue. This price point is for a 16 gig, 512 VR, 512, what do you call it? A Z1 Extreme. That's literally what this is, right? And basically, the Z1 Extreme version of that device, like the one that exists today, is what, $700 in the market right now, give or take, right? So what they're saying is they're putting $400 extra for that OLED screen, which is ridiculous because it doesn't cost that. The build of materials, that specific thing, like, we don't have to get too deep into the weeds, but like it does not retail for you what it retails for them. And the higher scale you do, the lower it gets, right? There's no world where even like for example, as an example, the Switch OLED screens, right? Their scale is astronomical because this is Nintendo. They are not selling that at the price that they're buying it for, obviously, right? And the price they're buying it for would be very surprising to you to know then when you realize how much you pay for it. Similarly, I'm not saying this is the same scale as Lenovo as Nintendo, not by far from it, but the price they're selling you here, there's too much buffer in it. And I know this because every time Lenovo has come out, they've done the similar stupid move in outpricing them from competition.
I do think though that like there may be some buffer, right? And they may have been able to go on lower, but I don't know how much lower it would be because at the end of the day, we can point to other OLEDs, right? Because I see people doing that a lot. They point to the Steam Deck OLED, which is 90 hertz and not a VRR display, right?
It's 90 hertz and it's 90 hertz and it's 900p. It doesn't even get,
right.
Or is it 800p? No, it's 900p, I think. It doesn't even get to 1080p. So this is...
I think it's 800p because I think Steam Deck's 800.
800p, yeah. But the point I'm making is they did not apply handheld sensibilities to this. They applied like laptop sensibilities.
No, and
that is their downfall.
That's absolutely a conversation that's worth having because I think what they're trying to do is get us to consider these things as gaming laptops.
As laptops, and they are morons for doing so. It's
slow your roll. But again, yeah. Let us not like discount, right?
Yeah.
That there is no one with this display on the market. Right?
Yes, this
you don't have the economies of scales that bring these things down. So again, let's remember this is a native landscape screen, right? You can get cheap OLED screens in portrait because of mobile.
No. Like there are native landscape screens out there. It's just a lot of these guys tend to use the portrait ones because they're the cheapest. There are many of them.
So once again, do we have in any handheld an 8-inch or 8.8 inch, but let's call it 8-inch. So basically small screen size, native landscape, OLED with VRR.
No, what I'm telling you is that VRR piece is their unique one. Remember, when we started this conversation, everyone puts their foot down. They add something new to the market, right? This VRR OLED combination is what these guys are adding to the market, right? This is new. Just like the 80 watt hour battery was.
Yes. And hence it is just, excuse me, it is not going to be cheap, right? True. Now, I'm not saying that they didn't overprice it, but I don't think even if they would try to be aggressive, it would go that much lower.
I feel like they should have been they should have at least tried to be a more aggressive being in the position that they're in, because once again, this will, even though the device most likely will be very good, it'll be regulated to the bargain bin, and then you'll buy it there once you find it for the bargain. Because nobody.
If you wait 3-4 months on this, you probably get an open box for $1,000.
This is the Ubisoft of right. No one buys it day one. You wait 6 months and you get a deal. That's what this is. And I feel like, and that's cool, right? This is what you do. It's fine. You want to do that. That's what you're doing. I just feel like they should have read the room and priced accordingly, because they could have been a contender in this game. They really could have.
But what do you think realistically is accordingly for what they are offering? What do you think they could have charged for it?
So there you go. I see MJ in the chat already agreeing with me. It should have been between 1,000 and 1,050 for the low and high end, because you're paying for the screen. That's what you're paying for.
You think they could have been able to do 1,050 with that screen and 32 gigs of memory? I don't think they'd be able to do it.
The RAM, all that other stuff is table stakes, because all that is mature. The only thing that, to your point, that adds a little extra vig on top is that unique screen, right?
I just don't. We don't have any comparables to
That's
say
right. We
that
don't.
they
We don't.
could have
Yes.
gone that
We're
way.
all speculating, which is fine, right? All I'm saying is, in a consumer market where this exists, which is an Android phone, Switch exists, and full-fledged PCs exist, even if your economies of scale is different, which we know it is, right? Even if we're talking about a full-fledged computing platform versus a toy in comparison, right? You are unfortunately behind the 8 ball, because the thing you're trying to sell, to say, hey, look at us, we can play these games at this fidelity versus those, others can do that, and they are peanuts on the dollar comparatively. So you are behind the 8 ball. You must be aggressive. You must find ways of being more aggressive. And let's be clear, they have been trying to do that. There are many other Go devices that are not with the disconnecting, and they're trying to get a little cheaper. But even in that realm, right, that where their competitors have priced their performance at like $500-600, they go 7 or 8. And all of us that spend time in this market go, there goes Lenovo being Lenovo again, right? They make great devices, but their mindset is always, hey, we're building for people who would have bought a gaming PC or a gaming laptop. So this is our choice instead of a gaming laptop. But even with that in mind, right now, I can find you $1,099 gaming laptop that would crush this thing to dust by resolution, by performance, by all of it. So even in their own market, they're kind of behind the 8 ball, right? I understand that logistically it's difficult to do, but you, Lenovo, brought yourself to this market where Switch exists. And if you're there and the consumer is like, hey man, yeah, I understand it's got so much in the tank, but my Switch can play the same game and it's playing it at roughly decent resolution. So what's justifying your extra like $600 over what the Switch can do? You have a hard time making that statement to this market, because you'll go,
yeah, but I don't know that I like that analogy, because that could be said about anything, even if it was
absolutely
1,000.
no, I'm agreeing. I'm saying that this is an unfortunate place they find themselves, and whether it's fair or not, this is what you must contend with, right? It's the same thing we were talking about when we were talking about the Xbox Ally, right? Why I said that the white one is probably the more attractive for Gen Pop.
But
I said that because it is the most like the big dog, which is the Switch, and the Switch is a toy comparative. But you guys have been able to make that price to performance work out, where you get so much more, and you're still within spitting distance of the big dog.
But let's come back to the original point, which is in this handheld space. When we are talking about Strix Point APUs, HX370 variants, right?
Yes.
Which is the Z2, Z2E, all that, right?
Yep.
If you want certain specs, you cannot have it both ways, right? I'm talking about the Xbox Ally, right? And it ties back to this. You can't say I want all those things and they didn't move it forward enough, and then at the same time say, well, if it's not $799, it's DOA. Like which is it? Because how are they going to get to that $799 price and still give you the specs that you think justify the upgrade you want?
And I see the great Black Vikings in the chat, sir. I'm the one that's first to contend to say those are terrible comparison points, but at retail, at Best Buy, they're side by side. They're all right there. You pick them up, you play a game, right? So unfortunately, consumers, ill-advised and the like, will still make that comparison point, because the game you're trying to play plays here, plays there, and this one's $1,500 and that one's $499 and $350 and $450 or whatever, right? It's a hard nut to crack. So if you're going to play in that space, you're gonna have to find ways of being dynamic, right? It's not a fair comparison, absolutely. Just like people comparing GeForce Now to freaking Xbox Cloud Streaming, which is a console in the cloud versus a big dog PC, but they still make that comparison point every day, because to the end user, it does the same thing, right? So in that world, whether you like it or not, you can call yourself a laptop comparison or whatever, but they see another handheld gaming console and it's way overpriced. This is the problem. That's all I'm saying, right? It sucks, but they need to be more aggressive. And I bet their numbers show that they always sell on the secondary market, because as soon as day one comes, these dudes ain't selling nothing. Because come on, like, let's be absolutely clear here, and let me now because we've put this out there. Let me add to it, right? In this realm right now, at 10, basically 1,010, right? And that's the entry price. And then they want to compare themselves to the GOAT, which is the MSI Claw, right? It's very funny. I encourage people to go seek out this article and read it. If you type in The Verge MSI Claw onto Google, there are two articles. One, the first article says, the MSI Claw is an embarrassment, don't buy it. That's the first article. And then the second article says, I call the MSI Claw an embarrassment. So imagine my surprise, its successor is the best handheld yet. Right? So like, and the article, the writer, I think it's David, is it David? No, it's Sean Hollister. He basically tells the tale of when he first wrote his first MSI Claw review, and it was so scathing that MSI basically cut him off the list. He's persona non grata. He's no longer a part of the equation. They don't want to talk to him anymore, right? Because he had to say it as it is, right? And it started dog water, the bottom of the barrel. This is my device. And let me be clear, for those out there in Gen Pop, this is not for you. This is for someone who's at that other place that you know the speeds and feeds. If you know the difference between the 8840Us and the HX devices coming out and the Strix Point devices coming out, this might be where you live, right? Doesn't mean that the other devices are terrible. No, I'm just saying this has a higher price point. But even here,
hey K,
this is yes sir.
I don't mean to pause it, but I just want to give a big shout out to the one and only Lemon 108 Dragons.
What's going on, 108?
Chat. And by the way, Lemon, I want to know how you feel about the MSI Claw, because I know you was on record saying you are gonna hold off on the Xbox Ally because you got an Xbox Ally X.
We want to hear it.
And it's not enough of an upgrade for you.
Yes.
So I want to see if you've seen the info on the MSI Claw and how you feeling about that.
So, and I'll wait to hear what he has to say. This device has gone from the bottom of the barrel to the top, like literally the top. And how do they do that? Via software. I won't put it here. I did not spend all the time doing the legwork for it. And let's be clear, it's still running Windows. It's still got a lot of dog water stuff. It really does. Let's be 100% a buck, because this is Windows we're talking about. It's $1,000 and it beats all competitors. And how do we know? Because everyone did their research on it before, saw it running terribly, and now they're seeing it and it's literally killing everybody. Every single, both the reference designs and the other big dogs and everyone around, like, and this article does a really great job of pointing out, well, this is how it used to run, and now this is how it runs now, and this is how it used to. And when you scroll through that list, it is hilarious how far they have come. In certain instances, 30-40% uplift from software updates, right? So all of that, 8-inch screen, 32 gigs. The way that the Intel has engineered this thing makes it so that now you get 18 gigs of VRAM day one on your hardware. All this spells insane amounts of performance. And the high-end one, $1,000. Again, overpriced, expensive, but and I say overpriced lightly because we live in a world where people are trying to float $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 devices. So, overpriced is a relative term, right? But I say all that to say there's the reason why the reason why Lenovo is getting the side eye, because even in the market that you want to play Lenovo, where it's like, oh yeah, we're playing in that high end where people are discerning and they expect certain things from their hardware. This dude is doing that $1,000. You're trying to offer $500 extra, right? Yes, the screen is not OLED, but it's 8 inches, right? That's the only thing missing from this that has. This has a better battery. This has the same VRR screen. This is the same 144 hertz. Everything else is either the same or better, and it's $500 cheaper. So this is why Lenovo gets the side eye.
I have a question, right?
What's the question?
Now, I've been on record saying that I agree with Lemon.
Yeah.
And listen, and Sick and you is not just Lemon.
Yeah.
But if you already have an Ally X, or you made the plunge with the Claw, and you are hesitant about the Xbox Ally, because is it worth another $1,000 or $900 of your money if you have one of those? And I'll tell anybody that's worth it for me, but I'm not going to tell anybody that they should just jump without seeing what it's going to do for you. That being said, if you have an Ally X today, because this is what I'm seeing being used, right? If you got an Ally X today, is what the MSI Claw 8 offers, is that worth $1,000 versus the Ally X?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You think that's worth $1,000 if you already have an Ally X?
So, well, okay, for me. So here's the thing. I had an 8840U device, right? An 8840U device is the big brother to the Z1 Extreme, right? And this is not me speculating. This is absolute facts. Like, they took the 8840U, they stripped down some CUs, stripped down a few things. They call it the Z1 Extreme, right? It crushes the Z1 at all points. And for me specifically, and this is a me problem, I hate 16:9 screens. I do. I've always hated 16:9 screens. I want 16:10. I need a bigger size. So for me, the upgrade was easy to make. And it wasn't like a nominal upgrade. It was like 30-40% in some game. It crushed the Z1. So as a person who's all about the technology, who wants as much performance as I can in a decent battery, right? This was it. Right now, if none of that means anything to you, right? If me talking about 8840Us and 7840Us and the Z1 Extreme, all of that sounds like gobbledygook to you, and you're just about your games and you want to play it, maybe your equation has changed. That's fine, right? But for me, the person, as you've already said, who has a problem, because guess what? This is a Z1 Extreme. It's in here right now. So your Z1, your Ally X chip is in here as well, right? For me, the differences are vast, like vast, and not just battery, because this battery is terrible. The performance is completely different. Like, it is worthy of being called what it is being called. It is far more optimized. So like one thing I'll say before I'll close out. The reason why I like this one as much is that all the other handhelds leave it to you to dial it in, and oh, you want more performance, you leave it more performance. You want less performance, and that can be done here as well. Like, as you can see, like, it has the same kind of controller, the control panel and all of that, right? But the thing that makes this one so great for me is I put the performance monitor on, right? And then I set it to AI, which usually the AI features aren't particularly great because they'll just overdo certain things, and I can always tune it in to myself. But I have never, and all of these devices that I own have their own AI features as well. I've never seen a device that does so good with AI like this one does. Like, I can set it to AI, kind of like a set it and forget it kind of thing, and I'm playing like Silksong on this device at like 400 frames per second. Nuts. I had to lock it to make it not go further. And oh, by the way, the battery will last me like ridiculous hours because it only uses what it needs and still gives you 120 locked on that screen. It's wild. It does so much. So for me, a person who spends a lot of time in the speeds and feeds area, right? For me, that's it. And don't take my word for it. There are many who've done this as well. Depending on where you're playing. I know my buddy Carrie the Fox did his roundup on it. At lower TDPs, they kind of have regressed a little bit, but at higher TDPs, it's really, really, really like outshining everybody, right? There's a lot to love about this device. And oh, by the way, the last point, Lenovo came out and said that, 6 months, spring of 2026, they will be getting all the UI features that the Xbox features get, right? Okay, they didn't say anything else. They didn't say anything else. Well, let me finish. They didn't say anything else. But to me, that tells me that's the day when others in Gen Pop get it. Because they wouldn't say, oh, well, we're getting it as long as our partners as well. No, they said Lenovo will get theirs 6 months after, which is the same thing.
So 10 minutes later, what we have on record is Kay saying that the MSI Claw is
I
worth
wish.
$1,000 on top of the Ally X if you already got one, which is fine.
No, that's not
which
true.
is
No,
fine.
Let's be clear. I said for me, the MSI Claw was worth the upgrade. I sold my Ally a while ago, and I bought this device. Okay. And actually, I thought it was overpriced because it first started at 8 and then got sold out immediately. Then sold out at 9, which is when the man MJ Dark got his hands on it at 9, and now it's at 1,000, which is where I got it. So initially, it started at 8 even before Tower of Silence.
I thought it started at 9, but that's
no, it started at 8.
Complaining about, and they said it should have went to 8.
Went to 9.
I'm gonna need Major to back you up on that, but that's neither. I'll take you for your word, but I do need receipts for that. We'll get that later in the Discord. Sure. Now, would you also agree that from what we've seen on the and
by the way, real quick, because we are talking about the greatness that is the MSI Claw, we are talking about it, right? And what's a great game that you should be playing on it? You should be playing Silksong. Thank you, Sycamore. Silksong, ladies and gentlemen,
there we go.
Get that. Play that on the MSI Claw.
We're talking about the Claw,
frames per second.
And we're giving away Sycamore's code. It's perfect time.
Let's go.
Now, since you agree that it's worth the upgrade, would you also agree? Because from what I'm seeing from these benchmarks, that the HX370 APUs will trade blows with this Intel chip, right? Some certain places is going to be on par. Yeah. One will be better. The other will be better. So it's on par.
Yeah, like
now
there will be trading blows at some point. Yes.
Okay. So now, we're trading blows. So now we have something that's on par with the Claw, which then we have a device that's coming out for allegedly $100 cheaper.
Yep.
But that $100 cheaper device than the Claw is not worth the upgrade.
Okay. So again, shadow boxing. Y'all have heard.
No. I'm boxing for Mas right now. They're the chat.
I'm not here. Like,
yeah, but they're using what you're saying. And by the way, you have also said that you don't know that the Xbox Ally is worth X is worth that upgrade. You're more interested. You're more interested in the entry level model.
Every time for me, because I got this baby. So for me, the big dog is not worth. For me. Right. Okay. I said I love the smaller guy because the smaller guy has a lot more price to performance. Right. But if I didn't have this guy, I might look at the X. I'd still have a problem because the damn huge bezels and the 7-inch, but that's a whole different conversation. For me, the big dog is not worth it because this is better. Bigger screen, does a lot more, 32 gigs. Right. For me.
Right, and that to you is worth the extra $100.
Absolutely, 100%. Absolutely, yes. I'm very happy I bought that. I'm content with it. And once again, cheap plug. Check the channel. Got a chance to speak with Jason Beaumont. Went through all of this. They already said it day one. This guy got all those optimizations before ASUS did. They just happened.
This one, I got to give it to John. This one was funny.
John Wolf, he says the Xbox ROG Ally went to the gym and skipped leg day every day.
Okay, that now I'm banishing you to the shadow realm, but that was funny.
Hey, that was very funny. That was very, very funny. Come on.
All right.
By the way, I was about to ask who got the code. Salute. Thank you so much. Shout out to Sycamore for passing that code on. A great game, an excellent game. More people should be playing it. And thank you for joining us and being a part. Appreciate it.
Slow-mo, it always does do a lot of heavy lifting. Always does.
What do you mean? Look, I'm telling you my opinion from my perspective. I don't know your wallet. I'm telling you what my wallet looks like right now. Why is that a problem?
I'm just going against John and Sick that say if you got an Ally X, that a device that trades blows with the MSI Claw is not worth the upgrade.
And that's all I'm saying. One thing about that trading blows thing, yes, it trades blows. Indeed. I won't contend that point. But it shouldn't trade blows. right? The Intel variant was dog water. It was crap under the shoe until they made it trade blows. Something that has never happened before with software. Like AMD has not proven they can shoot their shot and make the thing start here and go there. Like they do incremental performance gains. It's all about stability and making games run well, which is great, which is what you want from software, from drivers rather, which is what they are getting good at. They should do more drivers, but that's a different conversation. The reason why that trading blows thing is to me is not as established of a narrative is it never was trading blows until Intel made it. So if they made it do that before, what tells you that historically they're just going to continue trading blows? These dudes have put a lot in the tank on this.
So you
thing.
think they got another 40% in the tank with that device?
No,
you don't. I know you don't think that.
Absolutely not. No.
So
it's not
going to go that far from where it's at.
What I am saying is this established narrative that they trade blows. Yeah, that's the world where where each of them don't really have anywhere to go but to stabilize. And that's already been proven false because these guys went from the ground to the penthouse suite in 2 driver updates. So we shall see, is my point.
Yeah, but we have to acknowledge. I'm not going to highlight it because there's a word in there. But Lucius Augustus said they gave you a turd and then they brought it up to what they should have been. So you shouldn't really give them that much credit for the update, the big update that they did. Because when it first came out, you said, it wasn't trading blows.
It wasn't trading blows. Yes.
So basically,
let's be clear. The reason why it wasn't trading blows is because they hadn't gotten their software up to par. They hadn't gotten their drivers up to par. And even when they did get their drivers up to par, like to the point where it was playing games, because at first it was like glitchy and all this stuff, right? At first it was competing, but competing with the Z1 barely. And then over time, another driver update and another driver update. And then the MPUs started being used, right? And now we see Microsoft talking about, oh yeah, we work with them to do all that. So that tells me all those benefits that people continue to tout that the Ally will get, which it will, so too will this guy 6 months or so down the line. And for me, I keep saying that, for me, hardware is always more key than software. Because software can be updated,
but again,
software can be added.
If
this thing is strong, it's strong. It will have 32 gigs after all the software updates. Y'all will still have 24 if you buy the Ally S.
Once again, right? If you're saying the 32 gigs is what did it for you, that's
no,
great.
No.
Another thing that
I'm saying there are many things.
Right. But the thing that I'm coming to is even a lot of these things when we're talking about the APU that is in the Claw 8 versus the HX370 is that all the comparisons that we have are CCP devices that have not had a lot of driver updates, right?
The MSI 8, which also is another Z2, is not a CCP device, as you call it.
Okay. Is it out yet? And what kind of benchmarks are we getting from that?
It is out.
And I promise you that there will be an update to the Z2E AI by the time that Xbox thing comes out, and there will be more after that, right?
So okay. The point of all this, ladies and gentlemen, is there's a war going in our Discord.
No, forget about the Discord. I'm only saying like what we're comparing this to is not like what we know is going to come with the drivers from the Z2.
Well, but again, historically, AMD's drivers never give you 10%, 12%. It's never
but you're saying Intel gave you all of this, but they started from a low point. So if I gave you something that was only 80% of what it should have been, and now it's 105%, that's only a 5% increase.
See, this is the thing. That's assuming that we knew where they were in the first place. No. That's not how it was. It's not to say that, oh, well, we knew its performance profile and then they were way short of that. And then they kind of came back. Nah, that is not the case, right? They literally like set a performance profile and they were able to outdo themselves multiple times over. This wasn't like, oh, we were expecting them to be like
started from below what the market was expecting for what they were going up against and what they were charging.
But again, their chipset is not mature in the market. So it's not to say that, oh, because the 7840U is there, that's where you should be, right? There was no competitor there at the time. Intel was not existent in this market.
What I'm
They
saying
didn't
is,
have a like-for-like competitor.
what I am saying is, if I release something with bad drivers, right? And then I fix those drivers, and now it's doing what it should be, so I'm getting a 20%, 30% increase. That is not the same as I released it to what it should have been for the price that I was charging, and then I gave you a 30%. The only reason you got that 30% increase is because they released it at less than it was what it should have been.
Just like
So you can't assume that you're going to get another 30% increase just because you got that one time.
Of course, and I've even said that, right? I'm not even assuming MSI will ever be able to.
You are kind of arguing that though, but
no,
go ahead.
What I'm arguing is we know what AMD does. AMD has not historically been able to do more than what AMD does. If they surprise us, great. I'll be happy to be surprised, right? Intel surprised everyone with this, and that's not even MSI. Intel, because MSI saw the turd that was this device initially and then moved along, and then Intel went, nah fam, let's wait because we can do more, and they did, right? So what I'm saying is I'm using historical reference points to make my assertion. Historically, AMD is not about climbing the ladder of performance, it's about stabilizing, right? And they're good at it, and they continue to do it. And I know this because I have many AMD devices, right? This is unique, so unique that I don't even think MSI and Intel will be able to recreate it some more. But at the end of the day, today, this thing is a monster, outdoing every other competitor. So much so that even the newer devices that are not out yet, whose bigger brothers are being used, are also being outshined. We'll see where this goes after those releases. I know you guys are very, very hopped up and waiting on the drivers. We'll see those drivers. But I suspect at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, this thing will still reign supreme until the strict Halo device. That's not what
the Fox said. The Fox Handheld Jesus said it is another device. Great device, but it is another one. It is not the end-all, be-all device.
No one said it was. Did I say it's the end-all, be-all?
You kind of say it was above everybody else. You did say that. You did say it was above everybody else. But that's not what the Fox said. That's all I'm saying.
From a performance perspective, it outshines everybody else. And I'll stand by
in certain scenarios, not all.
In most scenarios.
Also not true, but you can ask the Fox on that.
You can see it. It is true. Like you can even see it in these numbers right here on this. We don't have to argue. You can just go here, scroll through, because they've all.
But why you don't want to go to what the Fox said?
Sir, because the Fox gave you an update and he did a great job, and I've spoken to him about it. This guy literally did all of his trends before and then said it was embarrassing, and then went back, did all of his trends again, and said, oh my God, look what happened. We see the numbers with our own eyes. So
you are comparing what you're doing right now in this chart is comparing the dog water at Claw 7 to the Claw 8 and how this launched. That's what you have on the screen.
Yes, well,
all of those are Claw devices. I don't see one Ryzen on there.
So you should know this list. That means you haven't read it. This list has Claw devices, has Steam Deck, has Legion Go, has ROG Ally X, has the whole gamut, bro. It has the whole gamut. So I see you're trying to make a point because you see the screen. Click the link and go read the article.
I got what you're showing on the screen.
Sure, but I'm telling you to go read the article because it fills you with the full situation.
All right. Can we go back to the chart that compares the Ryzen stuff and show me what it is doing against a Z2 device? Give me something with a Z2 in there.
All right. So let me see. Did he compare anything to a Z2? Let me find it. Oh, see, we're gonna do wonderful stuff for
you. Use the chart as a reference, so I'm asking you with a Z2E device. Where do we get it at? I don't think it's there.
Okay. So maybe the Z2 might not be there. We'll look into it. We'll look into it. But I will say those who have compared the Z2s, and to be fair, the Z2s are harder to find in America. So all the comparisons of the Z2s tend to be in the countries where
early release CCP devices.
No. MSI has another 8 AI, not AI. It's called the 8 whatever. They have.
So where's the comparison?
It's So MSI is now a CCP device.
No. I just said, where's the comparison? The comparisons that everyone is pointing to is the one that is against the CCP device.
No. The one
MSI has one, but what you're referring to, the comparisons, we don't have that comparison.
No, I don't have that here on this one. No, but I have others. But we can talk about that. Look, at the end of the day,
Continued
and I know,
in the Discord, people. This
sure,
is
this
this,
will be
and this
continued.
is the civil version of it because
Yes.
it gets spicy.
And let me be clear, I don't have a effing dog in this fight.
It sounds like you gotta have a dog in the race.
There he goes. If the new device does great stuff, chances are I'll buy it. I'm looking at these days myself and myself. I'm very jealous because the great MJ Dark has himself an AOK Zoe, which has an HX730, which I'm very excited to see how that thing performs. I might be heading that way at some point, right? But for me, and I've been saying I need to write this article. I've been meaning to do it for a while. I want to write the checklist article, which tells you, hey, every single device that has come out up until now has put their foot down and brought something new to the market. Like, to give them credit, I would say that the Lenovo Legion Go, their screen ratio, that what they've brought there, once the price is at a sweet spot, will be something that people should strive to, right? I will also say that Intel's device is really good in that they've kind of solved the VRAM stuff, right? Their way of denoting VRAM so much better than AMD's way. This man.
Now, if you want to talk like XCSS and that's what makes the difference, that's a conversation.
That's another conversation to be had. XCSS changes the game. We didn't even head to that.
I'm not even going.
XCSS compared to FSR is night and day. I'm waiting to see what they do with AI.
Is that like for certain games, or is it that a generalized thing? It's just all the way better.
For games that have XCSS and have FSR, XCSS is so much better. Please,
which one is more widely adopted? FSR or XCSS?
FSR. And the reason why FSR is widely adopted is because FSR, up until now, and the rumor is that they're changing that. They're actually going the route that Intel's going. FSR does it through software, so anybody can use it. I can even use it on an Intel device, right? But XCSS requires some of the cores and the AI components of the device in order to make it work. If you see XCSS running Shadows, Assassin's Creed Shadows on this thing, it is insane to see what this thing can do. This thing is running straight 100 frames per second on Cyberpunk with XCSS, which is totally upscaling. We know it, fake frames and the like, but the fact that it can do it so cleanly is epic. On handhelds, I think that's critical. You need that, right? I'm waiting to see what FSR does because they're also thinking of using NPUs to augment a little bit. When that happens, maybe they start the trading blows a bit more. But today, like, XCSS is the reference design. It is. It absolutely is. And by the way, BV, I see you, sir. Am I for sale? I'll say it now. Gen Pop, I am for sale. But I make a pretty good living. So if you see me for sale with my MSI shirt, that means they gave me a grip, and you should be happy for your boy. And right now, you don't see anybody wearing any shirt except for the GCP shirt because nah, I ain't that cheap. So it is what it is. I'm speaking facts as I see it. It is what it is. But if you see me capping in a real way, and you see there's a logo here from one company, another logo from, you should be very proud of your boy because that means he leveled up exponentially. I am not a cheap person. It is what it is. But yes, I think we can leave it there unless you have some slander you wish to finally impart our guests.
Oh no. I think I've proved everything I had to say. And sure. More importantly, somebody who was not on the side of the Xbox Ally said that Everboard made some good points. Shout out to Lemon 108 Dragons. So it's all hearts good. And minds. Hearts and minds.
Yes. Let's see. Let me make sure that all is. Let's see here. Okay. So, here we go. MJ Dark, $5 super chat. He says, "Remember the X in the Xbox Ally stands for extra small."
Hey, yo. But
we know that ergonomically, it's about the teraflops handles. Switch to King handles. Jesus, why do you make me read?
At
these
least
things,
he didn't
sir?
say Phil's love handle.
Stop it. I have no problem with the claw. I recognize its greatness, but I'd still rather get. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And guess what? You can recognize the claw and not use that to hate on the Xbox Ally.
I have not been hating
unlike
on
the other way around.
I have not been hating on the Xbox Ally. Remember, from day one, I said that the S is sweet. I said that the X is good, but because I have this, I don't want it. That's what I've said. Anyway,
Okay,
I
hold
love
on.
coffee with a $5
Yes.
super chat. He says
Let me
Death
answer this
Stranding
one.
2 is GOTY 2025. I don't care what Xbox Defense Force or Everborn Saga says.
Death Stranding 2 is also the only game you played to completion in 2025, sir. You ain't even play Expedition 33, so don't talk to me. Please and thanks.
There you go. And then the great BV with a $2 super chat. He says $8.99 for the Xbox Ally X looks good now, huh, K? Bro,
Sure does.
stop
Sure
the
does.
remember, I was the one that was saying, for those who were saying $8.99 is too much, I'm like, y'all dudes is capping, because you all are the same people that will buy the iPhone the same year. Next year, they'll sell you the same device with a different screen for the same price, and you'll go upgrade.
Hold
So
on.
if that works,
We gonna
then
wait.
why is this
Whoa. Do not, you saying y'all like you didn't just on this very show pull up 3 different handhelds that are nominally different. Cut it out. You get 3 handhelds a year, and then you telling people about.
I am saying that this is that price is a good price because others have been playing in this waters, doing this for a long time already, and because he feels called out, because he is Mr. I buy a new iPhone every year, so he got to start.
Yeah, but you are I buy a handheld every 3 months. Don't come at him for buying new iPhones.
Who's coming for iPhone? I didn't come at him for buying. Okay. I don't even know if he's an iPhone user. You're the only one that's feeling triggered.
I'm just saying, you talking about people buying iPhones every year. You buy all these handhelds. That's all I'm saying.
I was defending you, and I was defending BV for saying that $8.99. Because I've always thought that $8.99. I've always thought, well, that means you're not paying attention to the digital receipts, sir. Go watch some of the shows.
Okay,
I've always said that $8.99 was a perfect price, because guess what? It's the same price as the Z1. So if they give you a Z2 for the same price, you should be happy about that. That's what I said. And you can see that. Digital receipts. Go check it out. Y'all, you shadow boxing. That's what you're doing. It's not me you fighting.
I'm hot boxing.
Clearly. Soul Tech, member for 15 months. He says thoughts on Intel support going forward. That is the
excellent question.
Sir. That is the question, because let me tell you, they are spooky. We thought that they were done. It was over. There was nothing, and then they started coming out, and they're shooting their shot. They're doing great work. But who knows what tomorrow will look like, right? I will say though, and let's get Slow-Mo's thoughts, and I'll say something. Y'all are what? Handheld hosts. Fantastic. I will say though,
it feels like he's watching a video of 2 strippers fighting.
No, there you go. Yes. I will say that after what Intel did with the Claw, right, and MSI even just walked away from it, right? They even had another deal where they were talking about AMD chips in the Claw, right? They've already done that, right? After the price point that we see from Lenovo, I didn't think anyone would ever take another risk on Intel, even though they're really doing good work now, right? Like, you need somebody to take a risk on you, and by someone I mean like another company, like an MSI or an Asus or some other company, HP. It doesn't matter. Some company needs to go, Intel will use your chip, right? Otherwise, you don't get that market share. Intel can only just make it. The companies have to choose it. After they screwed themselves so royally on this device, I thought, even though they're doing great now, there's no world where somebody else will take that risk again. After seeing Lenovo's price points, I think there's a shot. Somebody might go, because even when this thing came out, the Carrie, the Fox, and a few others are correctly pointing out that a lot of it is AMD and their price mandates, right? Because of the Z2 and all of that, because it's now becoming the zeitgeist mover, they're putting more of an emphasis on the price. They're charging them more. Right, and if they charge them more, obviously they're going to charge you more, right? So this is kind of AMD's fault, forcing the market to go up as far as in price, is what the assertion is, and obviously this is why we also had a previous conversation about why you have not seen the price of the Asus ROG Ally and the Xbox Ally and the like. They're still trying to fight the fight to get the price low, but in this world where the prices are this way, somebody may take a risk on Intel again. And I hope they do, and I hope that they don't fall flat on their face again, because if you can produce such performance in a smaller, more cost-effective way, they could be the competitor that we've been waiting for. I want there to be more competitors in the space. AMD just being AMD all the time with every single handheld, it's just kind of sad to me, because they rest on their laurels. They don't innovate in drivers. they don't push because no one else is pushing them. And of course, NVIDIA doesn't care, right? So I need somebody else to be in here so that it could be a tit for tat racing end. And for a little bit, it looked like Intel might be that one. We shall see what happens next week, next month, when the Xbox Ally comes out. So there's that.
Yeah.
AMD.
At the end of the day, we know the Z2E will keep getting updates. The Intel, whatever it's called, whatever it's called, who knows? We'll see.
See? Oh, unnecessary slander, sir. Unnecessary slander. For the king of handhelds today. For the king of handhelds today.
40 days left.
Slander. Oh, please. We'll revisit this in 40 days. Anyway, this has been a great conversation. Thank y'all.
Can I say one thing? Because I do want to get the slander aside. If you have an Ally X today and you are price conscious, if you have a regular white Ally, I think it's a great upgrade. But seriously, if you have an Ally X or if you bought the Claw,
it's not that great of an upgrade at that
time. I would wait. Especially for the day one benchmarks, but even still, I would probably wait until they turn on the NPUs and see what you get versus spending the $900 now, unless you can get a good price for your Ally X, and then I think it's worth it because then you're only going to spend a couple of $100, and it absolutely is worth it for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's me being serious now.
You get no slander from me because I agree wholeheartedly. Like I said, when I saw the devices, there is that. So before we get out of here, I will once again reiterate that Living Split Screen on right now with us, our tab mates, we'll call them. Maybe they're on tab 2, right? They are having their 199th episode, and after which they'll go on hiatus for a time. They'll be back, I hear, but they're going to go on hiatus for a time. So I say when you're done here,
hiatus and then coming back at 200.
Yeah, they say I hear that they will come back at 200 at some point. They don't know when, but they will come back for 200. So they're still going live right now. I wish I could raid and send you to them. I actually tried to do that, but they don't have that unlocked, so I can't automatically send it. But I will ask you to reach out to them. Go find the channel and go show some love, show some support. They've been doing it for 199 episodes. That stuff ain't easy. Trust me, we are at 191 or 192 or whatever. It ain't easy, but they've been holding strong and sticking it out, and we appreciate them for doing what they do. So if you have a chance to go holler at them, let the Living Split Screen brothers know that we appreciate them. Tell them you came from GCP. The Black Viking with a $2 super chat rather, with truer words that have never been spoken. Join the Discord. 2 times better than most podcasts. 200 times better than most podcasts.
Might be better than this podcast. We get spicy in there. You should go to the Discord.
That's right. Indeed. I'm being asked what channel am I talking about? I will put it in the chat, and that is the Living Split Screen channel. They are tab 2. If they're not, they should be. They're good brothers. They put out a good product every week, and they are at $199. And we want to show them some love. We appreciate what they do. So go check them out if you haven't had a chance to yet. Everborn Saga, sir, where can we leave the fine people? What are you doing this week, sir? Besides being contractor?
Mostly the contractor stuff, but I will say we have what's funny? The 16th is Xbox Ally Day. The 17th, we will be at New York Comic Con at the Jacob Javits Center. It's our biggest show for the year. Nice. So come check us out there. We are officially sold out of the Redlands, so I just had to do a new print run.
Nice. Awesome.
So hopefully we have that in time for New York Comic Con because that's our best seller. So we got to have that one back. But other than that, I will be in the Discord and correcting misinformation about the Xbox Ally.
You do you, sir. I will also pimp the great MJ Dark, who put forth an awesome article. We're doing that from time to time. We love having people just jump on and just talk about life, man. Talk about their life in gaming. He basically gave us a bit of his origin story in this one, how he started in his games, where he's gaming now, why he advocates for what he advocates for. We know him as the Handheld King, and it's a short read, but it really, really gets to the heart of the matter and why he's excited for the world we live in today. So if you have a chance to, go check it out. It's on thegamingcircle.com. It is Gaming Without Borders, A Gamer's Journey Beyond the Box, and was written by the great MJ Dark. So go check it out, and we appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see more articles from him. There'll be more articles from us where I finished most of my video stuff for Gamescom, so now I'm going to start doing more of the written stuff for Gamescom. So you'll see a bit more of that stuff. Oh, and BT Maverick 707 says, every time GCP takes a day off, I tell Living Split Screen Pong and Steel that my parents can't something and Evermore drop me off. Damn, that is just terrible. Don't do that. Like, what do we do? So who's the dad and who's the mom? Anyway,
whoa. Don't answer that question.
We're not answering that question. We're moving on.
I don't even know why you asked that question.
I just, it's one of those things.
I was going to throw a pause on that question. Just
big pause.
Yes.
See, by the way, a side note, StreamYard now has the ability to do soundboards. We need to like take all the soundboards from the Discord and put them in here. But I think some of them will be a little beyond PG-13, so we have to be careful.
You should have never told us.
But yes.
That.
Oh yeah, they can do soundboards now, so it's gonna be good. We're gonna implement that into the show as well. But all right, I think that's it for us.
All of the Umar sound clips.
Oh man, no, that's dangerous. We ain't trying to do that. Oh, anyway.
I'm trying to do that.
Yes, and I think I'll let nerds be the last take here, which is the Discord soundboards are epic, and that is the channel to join the Discord. So shout out to y'all.
GG/TGCP for the Gaming Circle podcast.
Indeed. So that's it for us, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great time. Come check us out on the Discord. But if you don't, we'll see y'all next week. I think we're done. Aren't we?
I guess so.
Sure. Peace.
Thanks for being on it.